Welcome, chat, to another edition of Weird News of the Week. I don't think you can. Wait. I don't think they can hear you yet, Rosa. How about now?
Oh. Hi, chat.
Can you hear? Can you hear Rosa, everybody? I've never done this before, so bear with me. I am a Gen Z idiot when it comes to this stuff. So, let us know if the volume levels are okay because it's never been tested on my end before. Let me get some background music going. What the hell?
We call that being a boomer.
But I'm not a boomer. Gen Z is close enough. Foxboy and Snake Lady joined forces. Yeah, indeed. I am not Fox
Gen
today.
X. More like, but yeah.
Volume is good. Good. Okay. Glad everybody can hear. Well, welcome. As you can see, we have special guest Roza Coatl joining me today.
Hi.
I reached out because I thought that this would be a nice change of pace to the kind of stuff that Rosa and I think many others typically cover.
Yeah.
So she could see the headline that we're starting off with, and I'm sure it's I'm sure it's a departure from what she's used to. So this should be fun, chat. Oh man, I have
Not too far. I've been looking at the UK stuff recently.
Oh god, we're not covering UK stuff though. Again, mainly because there's plenty of it. But I kind of want to do non-political stuff. Maybe get into cultural stuff a little bit, but not even like oh, I want to talk about the Deadpool movie for an hour or whatever. Like not even that. I guess like cultural news, like Susan Wojcicki just died, or cover a really ridiculous article or something like that. A game journalist.
Like this one?
Like which one? Which one? I only have two windows, Rosa. So.
Wait, never mind. You mean the? Oh yeah.
But we have. Let me see. Can I count here real quick? 1, 2, 5, 6. We have 15. I have 15 tabs open right now. Rosa has a limited amount of time. She's got 3 hours, which is not a lot for a Rosa stream. We all know this, chat. So if we get through all 15, great. If not, that's okay too. Either way, it's going to be a fun time. So I think, wonder how many Indian articles there's going to be this time. Well, that is a fantastic segue, actually, because our first article today is a follow-up. Remember this one, chat?
Wait, this is a follow-up? Okay, wait, hold on. I need the context.
Yeah, let me give you the context. So this article I actually covered last week. I think I was actually one of the first people to cover it. The Quartering covered it, and a few other big streamers covered it, but I think I got there first, actually. Thanks to my amazing chatters bringing stuff to my attention. I appreciate that. Hi, Jack Rose. Let me say hi to everybody, actually. Hi, NDA. Hey, Acumen. Hi, Marku. Hi, Cordell, and anyone else who was lurking. Welcome. Okay, so this was
Howdy.
Originally posted on the 30th.
Dark Rose is Vulture, by the way.
Say it again? What was that?
Dark Rose is Vulture. That's Vulture.
Oh, that's right. I know.
That's our boy.
Some of the chatters that you have different names that they use for different streamers.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. That makes it so easy for us to remember who you all are.
Well, no, that's just his name on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm not going to read through this whole article, but the context is in India, a cattle rancher heard some wailing from in the middle of the fucking woods, in the middle of bumfuck nowhere in India, and this rancher discovered this woman chained with it's like a metal link chain to a tree out in the forest.
What the fuck?
And they found out that she had been there for about 40 days.
How the fuck's she alive?
I think that she ate tree bark and drank water, rainwater that rained on her and stuff like that. So this is so you see here it's 280 miles away from Mumbai, right? And the original suspicion was that it was her husband that did it. Look at this fucking picture. That's such an iconically amazing picture.
Jesus Christ.
I know. I think, doesn't she look like a corpse? She looks like an actual zombie.
Yeah.
So she gets found chained to this tree. And then she gets rushed to a hospital. And they believe that she was married to a man from the South Indian state of Tamil Nadu, which is weirdly enough the same place where Vice President Kamala Harris is from, or mom is from, which is such a weird connection. Like this random fucking Indian village is where Kamala Harris's mom is from. It's like, what? So bizarre. And then she had her passport on and all that kind of stuff. So they looked into her husband because they thought her husband had did it. Now, the news story is this. Turns out, after investigation, that she tied herself up after she blamed her husband, and she's not even married. So she made the whole thing up, and she tied herself to the tree. So I haven't actually read this article
yet. Reminds me of something that Faith was sent me earlier today.
It's an epidemic.
For reasons.
This is just maybe this is just average Indian. Well, this is not an Indian. She's an American, and an average woman moment. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Women crave the chains, chat.
Hey, Purple. Oh man. Okay, so Lalita Kayi Kumar, 50, was found at a dense forest near Sonruli village, roughly 280 miles from Mumbai, about 10 days ago, after a local shepherd heard her distressed calls for help. She was taken to a local hospital where she scrawled a message detailing some of her ordeal, including accusing her husband of leaving her in the forest for 40 days. So she's receiving treatment in a psychiatric facility, and is now admitted she is not married and was likely suffering from hallucinations when she gave her statement to authorities. I mean, if she had been tied to this tree for 40 days, I think that this is a believable reason. Honestly. I mean, I would be hallucinating too if I was tied to a tree in the Indian jungle for 40 days. She also reportedly told investigators she purchased the locks and chain and shackled herself to the tree after having been distressed because her visa had expired.
I doubt it was actually 40 days. I think that's just like maybe her perspective of it.
Well, that's the thing. But like they looked at like how much she was malnourished and stuff like that, and they were like, "Well, we know that she's been there a long time, but apparently, so it says here." Her visa had expired and she was running out of money. How the fuck does chaining yourself to a tree in the middle of the forest and not telling anybody gonna alleviate that? Like what?
No, they can't kick her out, I guess.
It's so bizarre. Well, the thing is, it's like, oh, I can't. I'm running out of money and my visa is expired. I'm gonna go chain myself to a tree and just wither away and die? Like, what? I don't...
Yeah.
That's kind of based, actually.
Really likes it here.
Oh my god, look how fucking malnourished her arms look. Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
You could tell that she was there for a good amount of time, though. Like, I don't know if it was 40 days, but... let me see. So these are all stories from the photos from the original story. A local cattle herder found Kumar, who appeared emaciated, on July 27th. When I went there, I saw that one of her legs was tied to a tree. So she had, like, the ability to roam. She wasn't, like, tied to the tree, like burning a witch at the stake. Like, she basically just shackled her ankle to the tree so she could, like, walk around a bit. Police sawed off the chain and carried her out of the woods on a stretcher. She was transported to a local hospital. For various issues, including dehydration, and later moved to a psychiatric facility. She couldn't speak initially. Kumar communicated with the police as her doctors were scribbling on a notepad. Footage recorded from inside the hospital showed Kumar writing a note about her condition in which she claimed her former husband had left her in the forest for dead after a domestic dispute. She also alleged to have not eaten in 40 days. Okay, so the 40-day claim is completely her number.
Yeah.
So nobody
Exactly.
knows how long she was actually out there. I mean, definitely some time.
Yeah.
Had been skeptical. Investigators had been skeptical of Kumar's story because it is unlikely that one could survive going nearly a month without food or water. Well, again, like you can go, yeah, you can go about a month maximum without eating, but you need water like every 3 or 4 days, or else you'll die.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, did she just like drink rainwater or some shit? Like
the moisture from the fucking mud.
I guess, I don't know. Police recovered a photocopy of her passport, which stated she was a U.S. citizen from Massachusetts. Ugh, typical leftist. And a national identity card revealing her home address in Tamil Nadu.
That's what gave it away, Massachusetts, not the fact that she's living in fucking India.
Yeah, why the hell was she in India in the first place? Like, it said she had a visa, but it's like, she said that she was running out of money, so obviously she didn't have employment. Like, what was she doing there? She also had a mobile phone, tablet, and 31,000 rupees, or $370. Man, the rupee ain't doing so well.
No.
Officials have traced her family in America, and Kumar is understood to have communicated with them on the phone. Dr. Sanghamitra Pul, superintendent of the hospital where Kumar is currently being treated, says her condition is improving. Well, that's good.
I mean, it's clear she probably is of, like, Indian descent, right? Like, she's American, but, I mean, says she has family in Kumar.
Yeah, and her, well...
And her home address is somewhere in Tamil Nadu.
Yeah. Does she look Indian, though? Like, she doesn't look Indian to me.
I'll be honest with you, she looks like...
I mean, there's that. There's a good facial... Does that look Indian to you?
Not really.
Not really. That looks like a typical East Coast white woman.
I don't know if I'd say that either.
She's old, too. Look at her hair. She's got that salt and pepper going on in the hair. Huh.
What the fuck?
Hey, what the fuck, man? Like, it's just so strange.
That could also just be from, like, stress stuff.
Maybe.
Like,
Told the broadcaster she is eating, walking, and exercising, as well as being given some nutrients that her body was lacking. So that's where the story sits so far. So...
What the fuck?
She just chained herself to a tree in the middle of the Indian forest because it was like, well, I'm running low on money. So strange. Like, she has family back home. Why not ask her family for some money to at least, like, get back to the States or something? It just seems so bizarre. I don't know. But anyway, I guess I feel like this is an ongoing story, and we'll eventually we'll find out like what her actual because I'm sorry, but the whole visa running out of money thing doesn't cut it to me. I'm still sus. I'm still sus on this.
It's really odd.
The whole thing is strange. Oh my gosh. It's unfortunate too because the initial story was so sensational. Like, I had a domestic dispute with my husband, and my husband chained me to a tree and left me for dead. But I lived, and now I can get my vengeance in court. Or like there was this whole story, and now like none of it can happen because none of it's true. It's like, oh man, like.
Yeah, but also like it's still kind of really just funny. It's just like I just chained myself up there because silly reason.
The bank account wasn't doing too good. Okay.
Well.
It's so weird. I don't really have much more to this. There's nothing really else to say. It's just funny. Okay. Let's go to your backyard.
Oh boy.
Florida man arrested after trying to cross the ocean in a homemade hamster. This story is from last year, but I had to include it because it was in your backyard. Look at this fucking thing. This thing's incredible looking, honestly.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Like, that thing looks sturdy as hell, honestly.
It's got a metal frame on there. Got some flaps and stuff to help with, like, pushing water.
You could tell, too, that if, like, one of these things fails... Like, if one of these things, like gets popped or whatever, he's probably got, like, spares. Like, you could tell that...
Yeah.
You could tell that he really thought this... There's, like, those little paddles, so it acts like paddle wheels.
Yep.
Like... Yeah, this is
impressively engineered.
Yeah, it's like legitimately well engineered. It looks like, So Reza Baluchi claimed he intended to run more than 4,000 miles across the Atlantic to London. And he, don't get me wrong. This thing is impressive looking. I have a feeling he wasn't going to make it.
No, he wasn't going to make it.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make that.
You could probably make it back to Cuba on that, though.
Oh, easily.
I don't know,
this is a weekend trip to Cuba.
You'd be, fighting the current, though. That's the only thing.
Oh, that's true.
Because, the reason why people can come here is because there's a current that kind of flows through. So, basically, you catch the current basically takes you to Florida.
Yeah,
that's not really, a trip you can make back, you know? You'd really just be fighting a current the entire way there. That'd be a little rough.
I mean, you'd be better off, going to, the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico and trying to get to Cuba that way on this thing.
Yeah. True.
But across the Atlantic, I don't see it. He engaged in a 3-day standoff with the Coast Guard before he finally agreed to exit. So apparently he was getting ready to go. He was on the beach. He was ready to do this thing. And then the Coast Guard said, no. And he apparently trapped himself inside of this thing for 3 whole days. Which is a testament to his preparedness, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
A Florida man was just arrested by the U.S. Coast Guard after he attempted to, quote, run to London in a homemade hamster wheel-like vessel. Reza Baluchi, an Iranian marathon runner. Oh man, he is taking this to the next level, man. He's marathon 26 point whatever fuck miles. That's peanuts. Peanuts. I am going to run across the ocean. I'm gonna fucking.
Honestly,
he's
we
Jesus,
should let him, bro.
Jesus, eat your heart out, motherfucker. That motherfucker, he walked a few feet. This motherfucker was nah, I'm running all the way.
That's honestly really impressive. I wish he'd done it.
I kind of wish they let him attempt it. Why not let him attempt it and just have a safety boat kind of following him? You know?
Yeah.
Why not? Let's see. Let's see. On August 26th, about 70 nautical miles off the coast of Georgia, just as Hurricane Franklin was barreling towards the eastern U.S. I wonder that's why they arrested him, because the hurricane was shutting everything down, and they're no, you can't go out in the hurricane with a hamster wheel. Man, I wonder if he would have been able to go if the hurricane wasn't there causing problems. Also, this means, wait a minute, off the coast of Georgia? Is Georgia, I can never remember, is Georgia one of the states that meets the East Coast? I can't remember. It's gotta be, right? It's gotta be, is it the one right above Florida?
Yeah.
Between that and South Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I always get Alabama and Georgia, those states fucking are mixed up. So much of a great geologist I used to be, right? Loki reportedly refused to leave the vessel for 3 days before officials finally extracted him. So yeah, he was actually inside this thing for 3 days. That's incredible. Look at this thing. I fucking love
He built it the hydropod, or his bubble.
Yeah, the homemade
metal
contraption.
drums surrounded by inflatable buoys.
Buoys.
The bubble was propelled through the water by paddles lining the vessel's exterior as Baluchi ran inside.
That's freaking
honestly,
cool.
That's ingenious, bro.
I want to see him try this. Let him let him
I think
run.
that those little things on the side are just balloons. There's nothing crazy. It's just balloons just to keep it stable, I think.
Yeah, well, it's on both sides too. There's these balloon paddle wheels are on both sides. So I wonder how does he steer it? I wonder. He's now facing federal charges of obstruction of boarding and violation of a captain of the port order. These fucking bureaucrats, man. Just ruining this Iranian man's dream. I hate it. You know what? Red Bull should sponsor this guy.
Yeah, dude.
Red Bull, just you do the weird Flugenhofen or whatever the fuck it's called, where you have people just running off of cliffs and shitty planes that don't work. Sponsor this guy.
Yeah,
they sponsor the
awesome.
They sponsor air races. Those are way more dangerous than this shit. Let's see. Based on the condition of the vessel, which was afloat as a result of wiring and buoys. Yeah, we know that. The officers determined Berkely was conducting a manifestly unsafe voyage. Well, that's on him, man.
Holy shit!
Beyond the dangerous nature of his voyage, officials said Berkely claimed he had a bomb. What? Whoa! This is a plot twist. What the fuck?
Holy
Claimed
shit!
he had a bomb on board and threatened to harm himself. Yeah, harm. That's the word I think of when I think of blowing up a bomb. Harm.
Yeah.
Why did fucking of course the Iranian dude has to also be a suicide bomber. According to Sky News, Berkely was armed with two 12-inch knives and told officials he would use them to kill himself if they attempted to remove him from the vessel. What the fuck? What? What's going on? Officials consider the bomb threat to be valid at first, as Berkely held wires in his hand while making the threat. Coast Guard officers called in bomb disposal experts before they determined the threat to be a hoax. U.S. Coast Guard officers again ordered Berkely off the vessel, but he again refused. It was then that Berkely informed the U.S. Coast Guard officers that the bomb was not real. Look at him there. After 3 days, officials were finally able to remove Berkely from the vessel and transfer him to a Coast Guard base in Miami, where he surrendered and was charged. So he's like literally in your backyard. He should have just...
Yeah, he is.
He's in the water. He should have just said, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna run. And if they're gonna shoot me, like they're gonna like hit me with a missile or a torpedo or whatever the fuck, then so be it. But I'm going for this, damn it. Like they're not gonna kill him over this. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
just go for it, man. The bizarre incident happened when, while Hurricane Franklin was racing toward the eastern seaboard. The hurricane reached Category 4 at its peak and wreaked havoc on the Greater Antilles and Bermuda, causing 2 reported fatalities and millions of dollars of damage. It also caused life-threatening surf conditions and rip currents up the coast of the eastern United States, according to the New York Post. This is also not the first time. It's not the first time.
What the fuck?
He's done this before. Has attempted this kind of stunt. He has been apprehended by the Coast Guard 3 previous times while crossing the ocean in a bubble. Let him do it, damn it. For God's sakes, just let him do it. Like, work with the guy. Work with the guy. To have, like, a safety escort and let him fucking attempt it. It'd be fucking cool. He'd be a hero. Man, these fucking fuddy-duddy Coast Guard, man. What the hell?
What the fuck, dude?
I want to see him, like, I want to see him get, like, sponsored and, like, actually get allowed to try this. In 2021, he attempted to use his contraption to travel over 1,000 miles from the coast of Florida to New York. He ended up 30 miles south of his starting point due to
That's the wrong way.
That's what I was going to say. He's going the wrong way. Complications that brought him back to shore. Okay, so there's your proof that if he's going against the current, he's fucked. Which we didn't really need to prove. We knew that was going to be the case. He needs to pick better times. Like, in one case, he's, like, going against the current. In another case, there's, like, a hurricane coming. It's like, bro, check your calendar.
Yeah.
Like, know where the tides are going and where the hurricanes are coming and go accordingly. He also attempted it off the coast of Florida in 2014 and 2016. So he's had this device for a while, almost 10 years now. He's been trying to do this. He attempted these voyages to raise money for a variety of causes. My goal is to not only raise money for homeless people, raise money for the Coast Guard, raise money for the police department, raise money for the fire department. Well, then why aren't you, like, working with them, bro? Like, work with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Berkely said despite being stopped every time, he isn't giving up. Fucking Godspeed to you, Iranian man with a dream. I'll never give up on my dream, he said. They stopped me 4 or 5 times, but I never give up. Hell yeah. Godspeed to you, good sir. Based. I hope he eventually, like, gets sponsored and actually gets to, like, attempt it for real. Like, and he organizes it better so he leaves, like, when the current is in his favor and he makes it. Hell, just go to Greenland, you know? Like...
Wait, this is a fucking Norwegian guy who successfully did it?
the Norwegian adventurer who sailed the ocean in a homemade raft. So he didn't make a hamster wheel. Different. Yeah.
Yeah, it's different.
Or read about the Florida woman who walked into Walmart and began making a bomb.
I mean, these are this is an older story. Right?
This is a great. Story. This is one of the ways that I find articles like this. Is I click on links like this. Oh my god! So yeah, Godspeed to this guy. I really hope that he eventually makes it. Because if he eventually does make it to the, to the cliffs of Dover
epic,
or whatever the fuck, dude, he would make national news, and he would be memed like crazy. He'd become a fucking superstar online.
Yeah.
I want it to happen. All right.
It's fucking wild.
Just your typical Florida man story.
Did you hear the recent Florida man story that I think they found I don't think it wasn't Florida man, just a Florida story in general. They found like a fuck ton of cocaine just off the coast or something like that. That was recent.
I think I want to say I thought I saw that. I know that they found one of the biggest drug kingpins in the world submarine. At the bottom of the ocean.
Oh, damn.
I can't remember where I found that. Hang on, I might be able to find it really quick. Let me see if I can find it. Drug kingpin submarine. God, my search history is so fucked. Discovered in ocean. Cocaine smuggling submarine reveals Europe's drug. No, that's not. Inside a homemade cocaine smuggling submarine. What the fuck? Oh, here we go. Inside the capture of a drug kingpin's cocaine submarine. This was back in 2018, though. It's El Chapo. It's El Chapo's submarine. This is a super famous drug lord.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this that happened in 2018. Inside the capture of a drug kingpin's cocaine submarine. What a fucking amazing cocaine submarine. I want a fucking cocaine submarine. That sounds amazing. Jurors in drug kingpin Joaquin El Chapo Guzman's trial Thursday watched footage of the first ever U.S. Coast Guard interception of a cocaine-packed submarine. Coast Guard Lieutenant Commander Todd Bagettis, who took part in the September 2008 seizure, said his crew had been patrolling international waters when they came across the semi-submersible some 350 miles east of Guatemala. They used night vision goggles to board the submarine, and then the crew was, oh my gosh, so the crew was there, with an irate crew immediately tried to sink the boat and lose the lawmen. They put the vessel in reverse and tried to throw my crew off. So they landed on it while it was up on the surface, and then they tried to immediately dive down and wash away the the drug police or whatever. Man, I want to read that. I want to read that book because that's got to be a fucking amazing story. Dark footage shows a single head popped up from the hatch and then water flooding the vessel. Bagettis had earlier testified. Also, they tried to literally sink it, not just go down.
Yeah.
They tried to actually fill it with water and destroy it. Wow. So they detained the crew, discovered 237 bales of cocaine, which is about 13,000 pounds.
Holy
shit. That is a jackpot of a fucking drug bust. Damn. Couple of bales were ripped. Yeah, they got to get their fix on the way. Of course. So we were exposed either through the molecules in the air or through skin contact. Also, they got high in the middle of it. Oh, man. So, yeah, that happened back in 2018. Anyway, let me get back to our regular scheduled agenda here.
Jesus. What the fuck?
Man kept a slave for 20 years by millionaire traveler family gang who forced him to live in filthy caravan, wins a $352,000 a pound payout. That doesn't sound like enough. After the government delayed compensation so long, his captors were freed from jail. God, the slave was beaten, forced to eat leftovers, and sleep inside a filthy caravan. Okay. Slavery is alive and well today, chat. Did you know that this is true actually, there's more slaves alive today than ever and at any point in human history? That's true.
Yeah, it's not surprising.
Yeah. A man kept as a slave for nearly 26 years. That's like 2 years more than you've been alive, Roza.
Yeah.
By a millionaire traveler family will receive $352,000 in taxpayers' money after he successfully sued the government for denying him adequate compensation. So it's not even coming out of the. It's not even coming from his slavers.
That's why it's not even that much. Yeah,
he's not even suing
taxpayers' money.
He's not suing his slavers. He's suing the government. The vulnerable man, referred to as Victim A, was beaten, given scraps of leftover food, and forced to live in filthy conditions in a caravan on a traveler's site in Lincolnshire by the Rooney family. The 11-member gang were jailed in 2017 for exploiting a number of victims who were often homeless people or men with learning disabilities. What, women don't have learning disabilities?
Well, it's not that, it's that they're useless.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Plus, you don't want to have to deal with them women moments.
Yeah.
We demand reparations.
You don't have to fucking deal with, like, periods every month from your slaves.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to have to give your slave fucking period leave. That's just annoying.
Yeah.
What are they? They're not working for a fucking CD Projekt Red. Come on. The Rooneys amassed a $4 million fortune from their driveway business. What the fuck is a driveway business? What does that mean? And were ordered at a proceeds of crime hearing in 2019 to pay just $1 million of it back, mostly to their victims. But Victim A, he was in his 50s. So this guy was enslaved in his mid-20s. And was finally freed.
That's crazy.
Oh my god, dude. He waited so long for compensation that his captors have now been released from prison. What? The court offered Victim A just £12,428 under the Proceeds of Crime Act, leading his family to sue the Criminal Injuries Compensation Authority, an agency of the Ministry of Justice.
I think driveway business is very, very specific. Like, it's very genuine. Like, it's literally like paving driveways.
Oh, it's literal.
Yeah, I think that's
literal driveway paving business. Okay, fair enough. 7 years on, the man has successfully received £352,000 in government compensation funded by the taxpayer, which his sister said will pay for his round-the-clock care. 15 other men held as slaves alongside Victim A passed away before they could claim the same level of compensation. Oh my god. So
Jesus Christ.
They get freed, and the government basically waits them out to die before they have to pay them. Oh my god, dude. One of the laborers ended up dying without the knowledge of his family, who later discovered they missed his funeral. What the fuck? They didn't even bother telling his family? It's like, hey, the family member that you, haven't spoken to in 25 years? Yeah, it turns out that, he was a slave, and, he unfortunately died, and we freed him, but he died. Here's his funeral information. Like, they couldn't even do that.
What the fuck?
What the fuck, bro? Oh my god, this is his living conditions. I mean, to be fair, Asmongold has worse conditions that he streams from, so.
Yeah. I've seen worse.
I've seen worse.
I've seen worse.
Yeah. P&R driveway, yeah, literally is a driveway. Just paving driveways. There's his bed. Oh god. Ugh. There's like a dark stain in the middle. Ew. In all, 18 men were forced to be slaves and live in terrible living conditions. They had little or no access to basics such as heating, water, and toilets. So here's the perps. John and Bridget Rooney are among the family members who were convicted. Lawrence Rooney and Gerald Rooney were also convicted of offenses following a series of linked trials relating to modern slavery. Damn. This whole family was running like a slave enterprise. What the fuck? Patrick and Martin Rooney were also convicted of the offenses. Oh my god. Victim A's sister said the lack of initial compensation meant her vulnerable brother could not pay for rehabilitation for injuries inflicted by his captors. Oh my god, this is just a fucking nightmare. 11 gang members who were convicted of fraud and slavery charges. God, imagine, like, bringing somebody up on slavery charges. Like, in America. It's like, what the fuck? Enjoyed holidays to Barbados, cosmetic surgery, and even shelled out on a Manchester United soccer school. Earned off the backs of their workers. The slaves aged 18 to 63. Damn, that's like retirement age. Fuck. Were freed after raids by Lincolnshire police and the National Crime Agency were carried out in 2014. Some gang members also targeted 4 elderly homeowners, getting them to sign over properties into their names and selling 3 on for profit, 1 for $250K. Members of the Rudin family would go looking for victims on the streets, hostels, and shelters, offering work for food and accommodation. Martin Rooney Sr. and Bridget Rooney were described as the patriarch of the matriarch and the matriarch of the enterprise. Laborers were forced to live in shabby, rundown caravans or in stables or next to kettles with little or no access to basics such as heating, water, and toilets. They're getting repetitive now.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. They had to, like... I think that's pretty much the end. Yeah, so this is, like, the trailers that these slaves were forced to live in. Now here's them doing their honest work here. Oh, this is like the Rooney household. Complete with 3 rugs. Ooh, that's a selling point. Oh my god, that's fucking hideous. Jesus. Oh my god. Oh my, it just goes on and on. I think that we've got the idea, though. Holy crap, it just goes on and on and on. But this is the whole family here. John, Patrick, Bridget, 3 Martins, another Patrick, the 2 Patrick, 3 Martins, 2 Johns, and a partridge in a pear tree, I guess. Gerard and Lawrence. Conspiracy to require a person to perform forced or compulsory labor. God. Wait, is this... Oh yeah, Lincolnshire. Is this is the UK then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They're apparently they're in
because Lincolnshire is a UK thing.
I mean,
okay.
Yeah, they're in pounds.
So slavery is alive and well over in the UK, among other awful shit that's going on right now. Jesus. Oh my god. Okay. Well, this isn't really. I don't really have a segue for this. This is just. I don't know. I have a feeling the chat's not going to consider this sad news. Former YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki dead at 56 months after her son died of an overdose in California dorm. This is the thing that I think a lot of people aren't realizing, is that her son died just like earlier this year from an overdose in California. And then she dies of cancer. So it's like, damn.
Yeah, it's rough.
So she served as YouTube CEO, like, all the way up until, like, what, like a couple of years ago when she stepped down? And the Indian dude took over? And I have a feeling, I don't know why she stepped down, but I have a feeling that the cancer is probably a part of it.
Yeah.
She had been living with non-small cell lung cancer for the past 2 years. Yeah, okay, so she got diagnosed with cancer and she quit. That's what happened. She probably went through like chemotherapy and all that kind of stuff, and just like, yeah, I can't be the CEO of YouTube while I'm going through this shit, so I'm gonna quit.
Yeah.
This was fair enough. Let's see here. It is with profound sadness that I share the news of Susan Wojcicki passing. Her husband, Dennis Troper, said on Facebook, Susan was not just my best friend and partner in life, but a brilliant mind, a loving mother, and a dear friend to many. Not to YouTubers, though, funny enough. Her impact on our family and the world was immeasurable. We are heartbroken, but grateful for the time we had with her. Please keep our family in your thoughts as we navigate this difficult time. Yeah, so, I mean, there's not really... It's not like controversy, it's just... Somebody who's very well known to the internet died, you know? So... She rented her small menu of Park Home's garage to Paige and Bryn in September 1998. The same month, the internet giant was incorporated, according to CNBC. Now it's just talking about, she was appointed the CEO of YouTube in 2014. So for a lot of people, like, nobody knew. No, I think most people got onto YouTube while she was running it, I feel like. Because back, like, YouTube didn't really pop off until, like, the early 2010s. Before that, it was like this weird little niche site where people would post, like, YouTube poop and, cat video annex. Oh, shit.
Those cocaine, amphetamine, and antihistamine.
Oh, I don't know drugs.
Low THC found in the system.
Yeah. And
Alprazolam and cocaine. Yeah, that's not.
That sounds like a death cocktail.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Well, you shouldn't be mixing pills, just general.
I mean, each of these on their own is deadly.
Yeah.
So mixing them all together like this is just. Yeah, this is wild to like have like your son, like the son and the mom die within like a few months of each other.
And like, very sure like Xanax is like supposed to like calm you down and stuff, which is the opposite of what cocaine does. So. Yeah,
it's like a mood leveler, isn't it?
Yeah, Xanax. Yeah.
Yeah, like evens out your mood, kind of turns you into like a zombie kind of. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, you take mood levelers with cocaine, which is like the opposite of a mood leveler.
For anxiety, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna really fuck with your brain because you're basically like you're telling your brain to do. You're giving chemicals to your brain that makes it do two different things at the same time, and it's like that's gonna fuck your head up. So, okay, let me check my chat.
Downer and upper, or rock your shit, yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. Let's see. Susan one-sided censorships died. All on political or commentary YouTube knows of her. Yeah, that's kind of how she left the company, isn't it? She left the company known for basically just enforcing a pretty clear political bias among the commentariat class. So, cocaine, heroin, alcohol, and Vicodin. My addiction,
Vicodin.
Yeah. Oh, Vicodin. That's how you spell Vicodin? I didn't know that. So again, I don't know drugs. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, that happened, and I'm sure that there's going to be plenty of people covering this because she was like notorious. She was a notorious figure in the online sphere. So.
Yeah.
Okay. I need you to prepare yourself because the next video I'm about to show you is actually kind of shocking. I don't know if you've seen this, but this happened. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday or the day before. Oh. But over in Brazil, a plane fell out of the sky.
Holy shit!
Check this shit out. This is fucking wild. I think I need to turn the desktop audio on for the chat to hear it. Okay. Look at this shit.
Holy fuck!
Holy fuck, dude. And then...
Caralho, bicho.
This is outside of Sao Paulo. Look at that.
Holy fuck! Are there like other angles?
This is the only video that I saw of it. Of the plane just coming right at, like a clear view of the plane. Like, it looks to me like it stalled out and then it started doing a flat spin. And if you're stalled out in a flat spin, you're basically fucked. Like, yeah, I don't want to show that again because it's honestly kind of disturbing because no one survived this.
Oh, fuck.
So no survivors. I mean, of course, when you watch that video and then you see the smoke, you're like, would you expect anybody to survive that? I don't.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. You've seen two angles of the video, Purple? If you have a better one, I don't know if you're in my Discord or not, but there's a thread under the main deck chat for these kinds of videos, if you have a better angle of it, throw it into that thread and at me, and I will show it. If it's YouTube friendly. I don't know if it's YouTube friendly. No survivors from plane that crashed in Brazil with 61 people on board, officials say. I think it was 57 passengers and 4 crewmen. It crashed into a residential area, although there were no reports of casualties on the ground. A passenger plane with 61 people on board has crashed at a fiery wreck in Brazil's Sao Paulo state, killing all passengers and crew. Airline Voapass? Vopass? I don't know. I always want to assume it's like a South American airline, so I'm like Voapass.
Voipas.
Voipas.
No, that can't be South American.
It doesn't sound Spanish. I don't know.
No, it's not.
Initially reported 62 people had been on the plane, but later revised that figure to 61, confirming the deaths of all 57 passengers and 4 crew. Yep. Voapass is prioritizing provision of unrestricted assistance to the victims' families and effectively collaborating with authorities to determine the cause of the accident. Yeah, man, I see this kind of shit, and I'm just like, if I'm on that plane, I would rather the plane just like spontaneously explode. You know? Like,
yeah.
That short amount of time free falling in a plane to the ground, that's like
horrifying. That
has got to be the most horrifying moments of anyone's life. Because, like, you know you're going to die, and you can't do anything about it. And then you just, I'd rather just be gone. You know, like, I'm there, I'm fine, and then I'm gone.
Yeah.
Like, God, dude, that fall has to be terrifying. Let's see, there are no survivors, Cole Emerson Macera of the Brazilian military police told reporters at the crash site in the city of Vinhedo Iate on Thursday. Macera said the fire had been brought under control. So here it is. Oh my God.
Late is just late, my guy.
It's just late?
In the city of Vinhedo.
Oh, late on Thursday.
Late on Thursday.
Oh, okay. I read that wrong. Sorry. I can read, I promise. So here's what where it actually ended up crashing. Fuck. It looks like it crashed into this house? I don't know what this is. Hard to tell what this actually is. God, dude. The ATR-72 turboprop, so it's a prop plane, which is en route from Cascavel in the state of Paraná to... These damn Spanish words. Help me out here. Paraná. Guarulhos.
Yeah.
Guarulhos and Sao Paulo.
Guarulhos. Sao Paulo.
When it crashed. Sao Paulo. When it crashed. No, I'm considered a redneck. Sao Paulo. When it crashed in a residential neighborhood about 76 kilometers away from the state capital. What the fuck is a kilometer? No casualties were reported on the ground, according to Col Casio. God. Araujo de Freitas.
Yeah, Araujo.
The general commander of the military police said, we have no reports of any other victims besides those on the aircraft. Well, I mean, I guess that's a silver lining, because it did crash into a building. So... yeah. At least nobody in the building died? At least?
Nobody in the general residential area died, yeah.
Yeah. According to the flight radar website, the plane was traveling at 17,000 feet. God. It plunged 4,000 feet in 2 minutes, and then its signal was lost. So that's like, if you're falling that fast, that means you've got 6.5 minutes of pure terror. Oh my God, dude.
Jesus.
I would like, seriously, I just put a gun to my head, you know? Put a gun to my head and pull the trigger. Like, that's 6.5 minutes, man. That must be the longest 6.5 minutes imaginable.
Well...
What?
Plunged 4,000 feet in 2 minutes, and then the signal was lost.
Yeah, which indicates that, like, it fell from 17,000 feet. So if it took it 2 minutes to fall 4,000, it probably got fast. It probably started going faster down.
Yeah.
As it got closer. But it wasn't like a nosedive. You know, like I said, it was a flat spin.
No, it wasn't.
Which it's going to take longer.
God, that's horrifying.
Yeah, not only are you horrified that you're gonna die for like 6.5 minutes, but you're also getting dizzy. It's like, oh god. Video shared on social media showed the plane spiraling out of control as it plunged down into a cluster of trees, followed by a large plume of black smoke. That's the one that we watched. Another clip showed flames and smoke coming from the plane fuselage where it had apparently plowed into the side of a house. So it was a house. Okay, burning debris, and at least one body could be seen strewn across... Oh, I don't want to fucking read that.
Oh.
Ah, God. Ana Lucia de Lima, who lives nearby, told the UOL News website that the noise was so loud, it sounded like it was falling into my house. The first blast was strong. There was already dark smoke coming out, and then there were several more explosions. God, dude. It was rotating, but it wasn't moving forward. Soon after, it fell out of the sky and exploded. The Brazilian Air Force and federal police sent teams to investigate the site. The head of the Air Force Aeronautical Accident Investigation and Prevention Center, Brigadier Marcelo Moreno, said that...
Marcelo Moreno.
Said that there was no timeline. You gotta keep my accent in check. For the investigation...
Which means Marcelo Black.
Oh, really? Marcelo Black. Marcelo Black sounds cooler. He said he's still very premature to say anything. He said he already cleared that there were no communications from the aircraft to the control authorities indicating an emergency.
It's dark, more like Marcel Dark.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, isn't black like the word you can't say on YouTube? Negro?
Yeah. Well, so Moreno is like the reason I said black is that's what you call black people sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'll describe them as like Moreno. Like, oh yeah, like un tipo Moreno. Like a dark skinned person.
Oh, okay. So it's like a generically darker skin.
Un moreno is a way of saying like a dark skinned person. Yeah.
Okay. Learn something new every day. Without any flight restrictions, with all of the systems functioning properly for the operation. Speaking at an event in South Brazil on Friday afternoon, just minutes after the accident, the president, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, called for a minute of silence for those lost in the crash. It's they also identified the pilot.
Yeah.
This was the pilot here. He fucking looks like a pilot, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks very like stereotypically pilot-like.
Yeah, he looks like
the kind of pilot that you would get for and all the Latinos would be like, okay, thank God it's a white guy.
He looks like a confident pilot who knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
That's what he looks like, and that's what it says. Like the victims, the pilot, he had 10 years of experience, and a father also a father with his young daughter died on the crash. Gosh, I hate learning about that kind of shit. Reminds me of the Kobe Bryant helicopter crash where like him and like his daughters like all died in that helicopter crash. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
That was fucking depressing, man.
Yeah.
So this guy, Captain Danilo Santos Romano, 35, was the first victim identified in the wake of the failure crash, which left no survivors when it went down. He worked as a pilot for over a decade and had been with Voapass Airlines since 2022. He lived in Sao Paulo, had logged over 4,500 total flight hours, his profile said. Wow. So we're getting into more victim stuff. Other victims included co-pilot Humberto de Campos, Alencar El Silva. Why do y'all have to have like 25 names? Why can't you be like John Smith? What the fuck?
Humberto de Campos, Alencar El Silva.
Thank you. What she said. 61, and flight attendants Deborah Sopra Avia, 29, and Rubia Silva de Lima, 41, Globo TV News said, signing the flight manifest. There's an elderly couple, several doctors on board who were heading to a seminar. Ariana Albuquerque, Estevan Liso, and Mariana Comiran Bedim.
By the way, the reason why is because it's so, like, that name just then, like, Ariane Albuquerque, Esteban Reza, like that's first name, middle name, dad's last name, mom's last name.
Oh, so they just don't hyphenate.
Yeah.
No wonder that the two are frequently praised by our ombudsman offices. I don't know what that is. The love that they both had for their profession was very clear. Now left for us the longing and memories of two young doctors who left us too soon. Yeah, so I'm really curious what the black box is going to reveal on this thing. Like, because it said, like, they fell, like, everything was fine, and then they just started falling, and then they lost contact after, like, the first 4,000 feet went by, and then hit ground, explosion, and everybody's gone. So, I'm really curious.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
Yeah, I'm really, because you know that there had to be
pilots. Was competent.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. We were waiting to access all communications between the pilot and the control tower to have a broader understanding of what happened. Yeah, that's the thing, like, because there had to have been pilot chatter. Oh wait, here we go. The black box was recovered. The context of the box will be analyzed for possible clues about what caused the plane to plummet over 13,000 feet in just one. Oh my.
Oh, what the fuck?
My god.
So the first 4,000 feet took 2 minutes, but the rest of it was just meow.
Bam. Yeah, it was just
bam.
A free fall.
That is a
Jesus,
dude. A horrifying 60 seconds.
God, dude. Honestly, though, this is better. Only 60 seconds instead of 6 minutes. I'd rather have just the 1 minute of horrifying shock.
Well, see, yeah, it's an entire 60 seconds of just, like, it's just enough time to, like, not come to terms with it, though.
Yeah.
I feel like in 6 minutes, like, you can come to terms with it. It's like, okay, well, that's it, we're going down. Right? Like, you know, goodbye to your loved ones, etc. But this is just a minute of just horror. And not even like a second to come to terms with like what's about to happen.
Yeah, there's
so
no time
like
to accept
this
that
is
you're
worse,
dying.
in my opinion.
There's no time to accept that.
I prefer either instant or long enough that I can come to terms with it. But a minute is just cruel.
Yeah.
Because it's just enough time for you to fucking squeal and scream and like hug your loved ones and like, you know, see like the shock in their eyes before the fucking ground hits.
Yeah, it's this 1 minute of shock and terror with no like ability to kind of come to terms. You know, literally say your prayer.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah. No, I think I agree with you there. Like, give me the long or the instant, but don't give me the short.
Yeah, that's fuck me.
The shocking descent.
It's rough.
I mean, you have to think, like, back with the 9/11 attacks, there is the one plane where the passengers tried to retake the plane. You know?
Yeah.
Those passengers basically had all accepted the fact that they were going to die. That, you know, like, they were up there, because they had that movie that they made about it, and they did, like, interviews with all these kind of people and all this kind of stuff, and they knew, but, I mean, obviously, ton of that's conjecture, but, like, they were up in the air with these terrorists, so, like, they had plenty of time to, like, you know what, we're going to retake this plane, but we know we're going to die, we're just preventing the plane from crashing into whatever they're trying to crash into. You know?
Yeah.
They got to have their prayers. Hell, they even had the onboard phones to be able to, like, call their families and tell them, like, hey, I'm going down a fucking hero. These people just screamed in terror for a minute and then died. Ugh, that's awful. Captured a harrowing video that we've watched. Certified in several countries to fly. Yeah, so they're analyzing the black box. So I'm gonna try to stay on top of this, and whenever they release the black box, I'm gonna do a follow-up story. So, but yeah,
that's fucking wild, though.
That is wild. The fact that they caught this shit. Oh my god.
Oof.
Fuck, dude.
Caralho, bicho.
What's he saying?
I don't fucking know. I don't speak fucking Portuguese.
Oh, I'm speaking Portuguese. Oh, that's right, because Brazil. That's right, Brazil is.
Yeah,
mostly Portuguese. You're right. Doesn't Asa speak Portuguese? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Asa's Brazilian.
That's a crazy fucking thing that happened. Now the next story is kind of like the opposite of this, kinda. They went to space for 8 days. And they could be stuck there until 2025. So this is like... they were supposed to go to the ground, and they're not. So it's like the opposite.
Yeah.
I would never have pegged these two to be astronauts. Neither of them look like astronauts.
Yeah. That's like an abuelita.
Huh?
That's
Abuelita?
Like
Yeah.
abuelita.
She
Yeah.
kind of does, doesn't she? Let's see here.
Oh, but Jimmy, but who do you think is going to make sure that the astronauts are well fed?
When 2 American astronauts blasted off on a test mission to the International Space Station on the 5th of June, they were expected to be back home in a matter of days, but things didn't go quite to plan. Barry Butch Wilmore and Sunita Williams are still there, floating high above the Earth nearly 2 months later. So it's supposed to be just like a test mission. Like, I'm just gonna be there for a week, do some tests, and then come back. It's like, no, you're missing Christmas, motherfuckers. The pair who were stuck indefinitely now face the sudden prospect of missing the summer entirely and even spending Christmas and New Year in space. Mr. Wilmore, who is 61, damn, dude's getting up there. And Miss Williams, who is 58. Damn, there's a bunch of fucking...
She's younger? That's crazy.
Yeah, she looks a lot older than she is. I'll just say that.
She's been hagified.
Yeah, she's got that hag energy going, doesn't she?
That guy kind of looks like an uncle of mine.
Oh yeah, this guy looks like an oil.
I have an uncle that looks
oil...
like that, but like small. Like he looks like a big guy. I have an uncle that looks just like that, but like he's short, right? And that's about it. That's all I can say. He's just smaller.
He looks like he came right off of like an offshore oil rig.
Oh
well. Let's see. They flew a Boeing Starliner spacecraft to the station, which was the first flight of its kind with people on board, and was a test designed to see how the new spacecraft performs before it is used more regularly. Okay. Yeah, because like there's the whole thing right now that Elon Musk is like pioneering of like commercial space flight, which is kind of like the next frontier of making like, going into space a thing that normal people can do, which is fucking insane. To see that might happen in our lifetimes. More likely your lifetime than mine, to be honest, though. So problems, however, emerged as it made its approach. These included leaks in its propulsion system and some of its thrusters shutting down. Oh, so the vehicle got him there, but it broke, so it can't take him back. Oh, at least they fucking made it there. Jesus.
Yeah.
So while they made it to the space station safely, they will need an alternative mode of transport to get home if the Starliner is not deemed safe to return to Earth. At a news briefing on Wednesday, NASA officials said no firm decisions have been made when it comes to next steps. Our prime option is return Butch and Suni on Starliner. However, we have done the requisite planning to make sure we have other options open. So this is the vehicle that took him there.
Yeah.
Trying to say a window. How big is the window, though? These aren't big windows. I think this is like maybe like a 1 square foot window right here. That gives you an idea of like how much room they have inside this thing.
Well,
it says I can fit up to 7 people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. And if there's only the 2 of them on there, then they actually probably had a good amount of space to move around.
Yeah.
Service module, radiators. That's just like for heat dispersion. Forward heat shield and the side hatch. Okay. This is not
5 meters tall total. It says
5 meters, 16 feet. That's from here to here though. But I don't think that they have access to this.
That's still not a lot of space.
That's maybe 8 or so feet of vertical space, and that's only in this middle area. Like on the tapers, it's a lot less. So there's not a lot of room in here, even for 2 people. I wish these are blurry. Okay, so there you go. Yeah. These are the seats.
They're just seats, basically. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5. It said I could hold up to 7. Huh. I don't know. 5-person crew setup shown. Crew module up to 7 people. The other 2
up to 7, but they're only showing 5.
Yeah, 7 people. That's cramped. That's a cramped space for just 7 people. Then.
Well, I mean, this is just like the trip, though.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know how long this trip is. I figure it's got to only be like a few hours, right? Because the space station is in a low orbit.
Yeah.
One potential option being considered, they said, is to attach the 2 astronauts to a mission that is scheduled to launch in September and return them to Earth with that mission in February 2025. That flight to the space station will be made by a SpaceX Crew Dragon craft. There's Elon. Elon's going to rescue them. Initial plan was for 4 crew members to be aboard, but 2 of the seats could be left empty if needed. I think they got lucky that it was just the 2 of them. Because bringing 2 people back is a lot easier logistically than bringing like a full 5 crew person back. You know?
Yeah.
Like, if the Crew Dragon is used, the Starliner craft could be returned to Earth without any crew under computer control. It could take a week or more for a final decision to be made. Okay. So we'll see, but for now they're stuck up there until it sounds like at least September. That's the thing. Using SpaceX to return the astronauts would be a blow to Boeing. Boeing is a shit company. Because remember, that's one of the companies that like got outed as like this hyper woke company. That's the one that had the Alaskan airline door blow off in the middle of the flight.
Oh yeah, that's the one that's been fucking assassinating people. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's also one that's been killing people, whistleblowers. I think they're up to 3 now that have been suicided, who have been unalived voluntarily via gunshots to the back of the head.
Yeah.
I think they're up to 3 now. And their like CEO is like a cross-dressing weirdo, does all this shit. He's like super into like the weird pride parade shit. You know, like he's not like just like a normal pride parade guy. He's like a weirdo pride parade guy. And you know what I mean when I say that. Like everybody knows.
Yeah, I do.
There's like old school pride parade celebrators, and then there's like the new school like kink parade people, who have like completely fucked the whole pride thing. So it's like, yeah, like SpaceX, like getting to like eat Boeing's lunch on this would be pretty awesome. Short person to the person that they were absolutely confident in the return trip to the Starliner was truly impressive. Because that's the other thing too, is that like an 8-day trip, it's not like they just need to like, oh, we just need to bring them food, they'll be fine. It's like, no, like they're like when you're in space for a prolonged amount of time, it really fucks with your physiognomy.
Yeah.
Like, I know that, like, when astronauts, when they spend, like, like, any kind of extended time in space, they always say that, like, whenever they return to Earth, the first thing they do is vomit because of all of the smells that they're reintroduced to. Because when you go up to space, there's, like, literally, there's no air. So there's no particles in the air that go up your nostrils and allow you to smell things. So you basically like get anosmia when you're in space for a prolonged amount of time. And so astronauts that are up in space for a prolonged amount of time, they get anosmia and then they go back to Earth and they're flooded with all of these smells and it makes them vomit. Like, and then you add on top of that, like the bone, your bones getting all weak and fucked up because there's no gravity. Like, they were not prepared for this length of a trip, I don't think. So,
yeah,
that's rough. It's not just psychological.
That's why you're like meant to be like really, really fit before you go up there, right? Because you're gonna start to atrophy when you're up there, and so you want to have like a level of fitness that you can withstand that atrophying,
right?
And kind of come back and still be, mostly fit.
Yeah, because if you're like not fit and you spend a long amount of time out in space and then you come back to Earth, the gravity will like literally like crush your bones. And like fuck up your muscles and your tendons and shit. Like it can actually kill you. What was that? There was a show, Farscape or Babylon 5. I can't remember which one. I think actually it's Babylon 5, where there's like 3 races of humanity across the solar system. There's Earthlings, there's Martians, and then there's what's called the Belters, I think. And the Belters are like the humans that live out in the asteroid belt. And the way that they would, like, Earthlings would, like, torture Belters is they would literally just bring them to Earth. Because, like, the gravity would, like, crush them. Because, like, the physiology on the, like, they had been, like, in the asteroid belt for so long, like, for generations, that they were essentially so different physiognomically that they were more or less a different species of human. And they would like literally like torture them just by like exposing them to Earth's gravity. I think that was Babylon 5. I might be wrong. Maybe chat will correct me on that. Was it The Expanse? Oh, okay. Thank you, NBA. See, look at that chat coming in clutch. It's The Expanse.
The guy that was in space for a year slapped his pen would stay in the air a month after coming back. That's funny. Can you imagine? Just like, it's like, oh yeah, I'm just writing a paper. I don't need this pen anymore. Just like puts it into the fucking air, then drops it. And it's like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you develop like, you know, skeletal muscular habits and stuff like that that you're just not used to. Let's see. That Boeing was hoping that the maiden star. Let's see. This was dude. This is the very first flight of this Starliner by Boeing, and it almost got the 2 people on board killed.
Yeah.
God, dude. And now SpaceX is looking like they're going to be the rescuers, which is like, ugh, it's just another stain on fucking Boeing's reputation. Although the astronauts will spend much more time in space than they initially planned, others have spent much longer periods above the Earth's surface. Russian Valery Polyakov spent 437 days. God, dude, that's like a year and 4 months or something like that. Aboard the Mir space station in the mid-1990s. God, was it that long ago? I didn't realize it was that long ago. Whoa. Russia's Oleg Kononenko is currently aboard the International Space Station as the first person who has spent more than 1,000 days in space during the course of their career. Oh, so that's not a single trip. Okay. I was like, there's no way. That's like 3.5 years. So it looks like 371 days, the longest time an American has spent in space. So it looks like this 437 is like the record by this Russian dude. Fucking cosmonauts.
Valerie sounds like a woman's name.
Valery Polyakov? Yeah, it does. I don't know though. Maybe. It does. I think you're right. I'd have to look it up. But, yeah, let me just I can do that real quick. Yeah.
Imagine like a brightly colored haired like Russian woman. Like a brightly colored haired like Russian woman. Whoa! I can hear myself.
Sorry. What is it? I thought that I fucking.
Was that Eddie?
There we go. Copy. There we go. No, it's a guy. I was gonna say the Russian names. It's hard to tell. It can be hard to tell sometimes. He looks like an astronaut. Valery Polyakov.
Valery Polyakov.
You spend millions of dollars developing a pen that would work in space, and we just bring pencil because we are smart. That's true, by the way.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, you know that story during the space race in the 80s? When Russia was, Reagan and Gorbachev were doing the space race. The American NASA spent like millions of dollars developing a pen that would basically be pressurized to work in space, and the Russians just brought pencils.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a real. That's real.
ND says it's a myth.
Huh?
ND
Is it a myth?
That's a myth.
I don't know about that. I think it's real, but if it's a myth, I don't care. Still a fun story. And honestly, it checks out. It makes sense to me that that NASA would waste a bunch of money figuring out a pen that could work in space, and the Russians would just bring pencils. That sounds true. Anyway, let's get out of the sky and move into the ocean. Debris can destroy the equipment. Oh, that makes sense, because it's like little graphite microparticles, huh? And they flake off in like little sheets. I could see that being the case. Okay. Sent me a vid of the astronaut? Okay. Hang on. Let's see here. Copy link. Okay, let's watch this guy forget. Okay, and then they bring it up for chat to see. Oh my gosh, I hate having to resize windows. Okay, so here's the guy who forgot that gravity works.
Launch on the Soyuz is amazing, quite a bit different from the shuttle. You know, the Soyuz is a bit more like, sorry, the Soyuz actually is a bit shaped like this pen. It goes up straight up through the atmosphere. Now, you know, you've got the space station right up there. That
you can like hear it drop.
Yeah,
it's doing gravity.
It seems like
it almost feels like a bit. There's no way he didn't hear it.
I was gonna say it seems like a bit to me.
Yeah.
It's still funny though. Still funny. Okay. Let's get out of space and over to the ocean.
Okay. I think we saw this. I think I remember mentioning this with like on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
We had Asta on.
Oh okay.
Yeah. Fucking cocaine sharks.
Cocaine sharks, yeah. Sharks off Brazil coast test positive for cocaine.
I think we named the episode Cocaine Shark versus Meth Gator. I think
Did you?
Named the episode. Yeah, I think so.
I didn't know you covered this already. Well, I haven't covered it, so these are little tiny sharks too.
Yeah.
The drug was found in all 13 wild Brazilian sharp-nosed sharks tested, with a concentration as much as 100 times higher than previously reported for other aquatic creatures. There must be more. There's more cocaine subs out there. There's gotta be. Researchers have long suggested that sea life could be impacted by drugs dumped into the water by smugglers, with tons of cocaine found around Florida, South and Central America. Gosh, you didn't have to sell. I'm already moving to Florida. You don't have to sell me on it more. A study from the Oswald Cruz Foundation in Brazil.
In Florida, we don't buy drugs. We just go to the beach.
You just go to the beach and just, dunk your head. You're good. You just go surfing for a day and off the coast of Miami, and you're high as a kite. Stuff found evidence sharks are in fact being affected by drugs polluting the ocean. The scientists dissected 13 wild Brazilian sharp-nosed sharks that were brought from small fishing vessels, as the species spend their entire lives in coastal waters and were therefore most likely to be affected by pollution. Muscle and liver tissue were then tested using a standard technique called liquid chromatography with tandem mass spectrometry, where molecules are separated in a liquid to look for cocaine and, oh my god, benzoyl ecgonin. Benzoylecgonine. Sure.
Benzoylecgonine.
Benzoylecgonine. The main metabolite in the drug. All 13 sharks were positive for the drug, with a concentration as much as 100 times higher than previously reported for other aquatic creatures. Sounds like a recent drug dump in the ocean, and it hadn't had a chance to really dilute yet.
Yeah.
It marks the first study to find the presence of cocaine in free-range sharks, and found the substance was more prevalent in muscle tissues than in the sharks' livers. However, the study said the field research...
The presence of cocaine in free-range sharks. Yeah, we've had other studies to find, cocaine in home sharks.
Well, yeah, I did a study. I covered a story, it was like my first or second reaction stream like this, where they found microplastic present in the testicles of, every human tested.
Oh.
Yeah. That might be cause for concern. Researchers published in the outlet Science of the Total Environment. In June last year, the U.S. Coast Guard seized more than 14,100 pounds of cocaine in the Caribbean Sea and Atlantic Ocean, with an estimated value of $186 million. Holy shit.
Wild.
That is so much cocaine. Well, that's a thing. the generation before was asbestos. Oof. Microplastics are stored in the balls. They are indeed subscribed. We're gonna stay kind of in the ocean, and we're gonna go to Japan.
Oh, dude, I heard about this.
Japan issues first megaquake warning after a 7.1 magnitude trembler. Let me trembler. Trembler, I think was what they mean. It's crazy to me that
it's Spanish.
But it's Japan. But it's Japan. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't either.
That's weird. It's crazy to me.
Is like a way to say like a shake. Un temblor. Like, oh yeah, like tengo like un temblor. Like I'm like shaking. It's cold or something.
Okay, I'll buy that for $1.
So.
It's just strange that they're using it for a Japanese earthquake.
Yeah, it is weird. I've never heard it referred to as a temblor before. It's also not how you would use it in Spanish either.
Yeah, it's totally out of place. The earthquake occurred off Miyazaki Prefecture at 4:42 p.m. local time at a depth of about 18 miles, the Japan Meteorological Agency said. I'm glad that they're showing all the footage here of the stuff shaking. Now what's crazy is that like the 7.1 is like, I think the Japanese are used to the magnitudes like that, but they're afraid of this mega quake. Because do you know how the Richter scale works?
No.
So the Richter scale is it's logarithmic. So each number is 10 times the last number. So like a 2 is 10 times as strong as a 1, and a 3 is 10 times as strong as a 2.
Oh.
And so on and so forth. So when you're talking 7.1, that's a massive earthquake. You're like 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. It's huge in terms of the power level.
Yeah.
So, let's see. So Japan issued its first warning Thursday about the possibility of a long-feared megaquake. So I think a megaquake is an actual geological term, and it's any earthquake that's over a magnitude 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the technical definition of... I might be wrong. Chat might fact-check me on that. But I'm pretty sure that that's what the geological definition of a megaquake is 10.0 or higher. The earthquake hit Miyazaki, which is right down here. Okinawa, I think, is like way down here. So it hits southwest. So you could like I like these maps because they show like the faults and stuff. So you can see like all the faults that are surrounding the islands and why they're so damn geologically active in Japan.
Yeah.
So 3 people were reported injured. That's it? Only 3 people in a 7.1? That's astonishing, actually. Holy hell. Good job, Japan. Damn. Although he added that there had been no blackouts or damage to the water or communications systems reported in the region. Police in Miyazaki Prefecture said that there had been 10 reports of damage. Hayashi urged residents to stay away from the coastline. Yeah, because when you're talking this magnitude, so in order to produce an earthquake, I geek out about geology on these streams when I can because I used to be one. So the only way you can produce an earthquake like this is through vertical motion. You can't produce this level of an earthquake with side by side, which is why, unfortunately, the whole like LA and San Francisco getting destroyed in a massive earthquake, that's not going to happen because the San Andreas fault is not a vertical fault; it's a side by side fault. And what's funny is that Los Angeles sits on the west side.
Like you said, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I have my opinions about California. What's funny about the San Andreas is that Los Angeles sits on the west side of the fault, and that's the side that's moving, and San Francisco sits on the east side. And so, like, in, like, however many million years, Los Angeles is going to slowly move up and converge with San Francisco. That's what's happening with that fault. But it's never going to produce the kinds of earthquakes like this. You need vertical pressure to do this. And obviously, vertical motion on the seafloor is what creates tsunami waves. So that's why you get tsunami warnings right after these massive earthquakes. Let's see, seismologists held an emergency meeting to analyze. Can you imagine being a seismologist and having to have like an emergency meeting? It's like, what the fuck? Whether the quake had affected nearby Nankai Trough.
Sorry, huh? I said like that's gotta be like fucking scary. Like, huh? What do you mean?
Like, we're seismologists. What? The only reason you're going to have an emergency meeting as a seismologist is if there's a dangerous seismological event. So, the Nankai Trough, which is the source of past devastating earthquakes. I want to say the Nankai Trough. Is that? I want to say that's the trough that they tried to sink Godzilla into in the recent movie, because it's like it's like the deepest part of the ocean around the Japanese islands. I think I might be wrong about that.
I think you're right.
I might be right. I don't know. I might be making shit up. The source of past devastating earthquakes, the Meteorological Agency ultimately issued what is called a mega earthquake caution. Damn, I mean, that sounds terrifying, but also awesome. It's like,
I see that.
Mega earthquake caution. It's funny because all these terms like a mega quake, and there's another one like super volcano. These aren't like media terms. These are actual like geological terms that have like specific definitions, which is fucking hilarious to me. Let's see. The possibility of a large quake was relatively higher than usual, but not that one would definitely occur in the near future. It urged the country's residents to practice increased vigilance for the next week. Like, what are they supposed to do, though? Like, what does increased vigilance look like? Like, be vigilant about earthquakes. It's like, what? You mean just go about my day? Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
There's not a whole lot of options there.
There's not much you can do. The thing is that, honestly, though, this was like one of the few things I actually remember from when I took my natural disasters class back in school, is that earthquakes don't kill people, buildings do. The best thing you could do in an earthquake is get outside. If you can get outside, you're probably going to be fine. So, let's see. We asked citizens to carefully check every new information issued by the government, reconfirm their daily earthquake preparedness. They have that? Okay, I have to ask my Japanese tutor about that. Do people actually have daily earthquake preparedness that they do in Japan? If so, I want to know about it. I'm going to ask her about that. You ready to evacuate?
That would be smart.
It would be smart, actually. In the event of an earthquake, earlier officials issued a tsunami advisory following Thursday morning's quake, warning residents to immediately leave coastal areas of Kochi and Miyazaki prefectures until the warning is lifted. Advisories are issued when the waves are not expected to exceed 1 meter. Okay, so waves are not expected to reach. Okay. Oh, it's just an advisory. It's not and not a warning. So advisories are like, yeah, there might be a problem. Just be careful. Interesting. You'd think that it would create a much more damage, like bigger tsunami than that. Tsunami waves of up to 1.6 feet were detected along parts of Kyushu's southern coast and the nearby island of Shikoku. About a half an hour after the quake struck, Japanese broadcaster Nikkei said Miyazaki Port had reported a surge of 20 inches. That doesn't seem like a lot, though. I thought it'd be a lot more. Most of the damage so far has been relatively light. Police in Miyazaki Prefecture said that there have been some reports of landslides and some traffic lights have stopped working. Airport brought in the Prefecture's airport and the runway had been temporarily closed for checks. Concrete walls collapsed in the Kagoshima Prefecture and a wooden house was damaged. And of the people injured across the two prefectures, 2 are reported to be older women who were taken to hospital after falling, while another was a female factory worker struck in the back by a falling object. All 12 nuclear reactors on Kyushu and Shikoku remain safe. Well, that's good. Last thing we need is another goddamn Fukushima. Massive. Yeah, that was the 9.0 magnitude earthquake that blew up Fukushima. Ring of Fire, blah, 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 blah.
Don't remember that. That sounds vaguely familiar, though.
You don't remember Nikishima? So Nikishima was this it's an older nuclear power plant that was built back in the, I want to say, early 2000s. And the main reactor, not the like the safety concrete dome, had been ruptured as a result of this massive 9.0 earthquake that hit it, and radiation was basically leaking into the waters and into the air.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, and it was like spreading like to the United States and stuff like that. Honestly, though, it was very sensationalized by the media. Because I was looking at it, you know, like with my geologist brain and going, this isn't that big a deal, guys. But the media sensationalized it like crazy. So, yeah. And that's the thing is, like, Fukushima is like one of those older plants too that doesn't have like modern safety technologies and stuff like that. So, yeah. But that happened, gosh, probably like, you were probably like only like 2 or 3 years old when that happened. Actually, no, it was built, no, you were probably like 10 or 12.
Well,
so.
Yeah, it says that the nuclear disaster happened in March 2011, so I'd been like 10.
Yeah, 10 or something like that, yeah. It was built when you were like 1 year old. So yeah, big earthquake off of Japan. Luckily, it didn't really do too much though. So, like I said, it's like only 2. Nobody died, and 3 people were injured, and some traffic lights stopped working, and a single wooden house went down. So for a 7.1. I think they got lucky. Sounds like. So, like, I'm thinking like the 7.1, then the 9 that hit Fukushima. That means that the 9 was 100 times more powerful than the 7.1. It's 10 times 10 to get to an 8, and then times 10 again to get to 9. So it's like, fuck, dude, that's massive. Okay. I think I bored chat and you long enough with geology shit.
Well, no, it's fine. This is entertaining.
Massive hair dye reaction leaves man looking like Megamind villain. Look at this fucking guy.
That's funny.
This guy
looks funny.
This guy looks like somebody like accidentally leaned on like one of the sliders on like a character creator.
Yeah.
Oh man. A UK man has issued a warning after a botched hair coloration left him looking like the animated movie character Megamind. I don't look like myself at all. It was massive. Ryan Briggs, 27, told Kennedy News Agency of the dye job gone awry. How the fuck does dye make... Is it some kind of like allergic reaction? The Lancashire native said the horrible incident occurred last month at his mother's house after she fetched him some cover-up for some unsightly gray hairs. Dude, you gotta lean into that shit.
Brother.
You gotta lean into that.
It.
Dude, the ladies love the salt and pepper, man. I wear my 41.
Wait, read that. I went home and my girlfriend was gobsmacked. Look how he doesn't look like me.
I had this big balloon head. Look at the fucking Megamind.
That's fucking funny. Yeah.
That's fucking funny. I applied the dye, and it did burn a little bit, but I thought that's what it does. No, it's not supposed to burn.
I've been there. No, I get that. I understand that. I have a Nair experience. That's exactly what I thought. It's not supposed to burn, chat.
It's not supposed to burn, chat.
It's supposed to burn.
It's just supposed to color your hair a different color.
It was not.
It's got a 9 head.
Dude, So for some context, chat, I was getting like my second tattoo ever done, like that same day. And I was like, oh, maybe I should try using Nair. Maybe they'll give me like some like smoother legs, right? Because I can have tattoo done on my leg, right? And then I was like, well, like I'm already like shaving, down there. Might as well just shave the entire lower half, right? Fuck it. And so there was a moment where I was like at first I applied it and it didn't burn. I was like, I tried to wash off my leg, and it burned a little bit after. I like applied water onto it, but it didn't get rid of the hair. And I was like, well, that's weird, right? Well, I'll just do it again and just leave it for longer. And so I did that, and I was like, well, when I'm at it, I'll just do it everywhere. And so I did my entire lower half, including the no-no zone, chat. Chat, it was not fun. The entire time that I was, like, having my leg tattooed, I could hardly feel the fucking needle pinching into me.
Oh,
because all
God.
I could feel was the pain in, like, my fucking, like, my, like, legs and crotch from, like, the fucking, it was not great.
How long did it last?
Like, 2 days.
Oh, God. That must have been a miserable 2 days.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great at all.
Just sitting there with, like that.
Every time I sat down, it felt like I was, like, sitting on, like, a pile of, like, fire ants. It felt like I was,
God.
Every time I sat down anywhere, every time I just, like, put on, like, if I like, rub my legs together or whatever, like, it feels like you're just, like, like when you get, like, into your car for, like, a hot day and you accidentally, like, touch your elbow or something to, like, the metal buckle on, like, of, like, the seatbelt.
Oh, yeah.
And it stings like hell, because it's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
hot.
Yeah.
Anytime I touched anything with my legs, or, like, if I sat down, or, like, just anything, right? It was pain. It felt like that.
Yeah.
Except the pain doesn't go away, and there's nothing you can do about it. Unless you want to just take off all your clothes, and just, like, I don't know, just stand there, or, like, with, like, a full squat, so, like, just nothing's touching nothing.
Oh, God. What about, like, a bath? Like an aloe bath or something? I don't know.
No, water made it so much worse. It sucked.
God.
Everything sucked.
There's
Everything
just no way
fucking
out.
sucked.
You're just
No,
fucked.
yeah, you just have to wait it out. All you have to do is just wait out the fucking chemical burn.
Like a Charlie horse. Get
Yeah,
a Charlie horse, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, luckily I heal pretty quick. So, like, again, it only lasted like a few days before, like, my body was like, chemical burns. How about nothing ever happened? You're good. But I've heard horror stories of people being like, oh my God, like I had like the pain from like the chemical burns for like a week, for like 2 weeks. And it's like, Jesus.
Oh my God,
Jesus
dude.
Christ.
I can't imagine like having that kind of the closest I can
money.
feel
Yeah,
like
great.
to me is way back when I was in high school. I took this trip to like Hawaii and Australia. And when I was in Hawaii, it was like we stopped in Hawaii for a weekend on the way to Australia. And I remember in Hawaii we learned how to surf in one of those like craters turned into lagoons, right? And I, in my infinite dumbass 17-year-old knowledge, thought that because I was going to be in the water, I was going to be fine and didn't need to put sunscreen on. And so I was on the surfboard, paddling. So my unsunscreened back was just exposed to the Hawaiian sun for like a whole afternoon. And the resulting sunburn was so bad that I ended up getting like these sand dollar sized boils on my back.
Oh, that's no good.
Oh, dude, just having a shirt on was absolutely fucking miserable. Like the whole trip became like I couldn't move. It was just so fucking miserable. And then I had to get on a goddamn plane and go to Australia, which is like a 12-hour flight or whatever from Hawaii.
Oh, that's so fun.
And I couldn't sit back on the chair because just putting my
back
back...
burns.
Yeah, because it's like I got these fucking pussy boils on my back. And so I spent the whole flight with my head like up against the back of the chair in front of me, just like leaning forward and resting my head on the chair. And that's how I spent the whole flight.
God, that sucks.
It was so absolutely miserable.
God, that fucking sucks.
And from that day on, I became super vigilant about putting sunscreen on.
Yeah, I got burned as a kid once. right? I can think of exactly one time I got burned as a kid. Is when I was down in the Keys, right? And since then, what I've always done is whenever I go anywhere to like like the beach stuff, I just keep my shirt on. That's it. I just keep my shirt on, because I don't like sunscreen. I fucking hate sunscreen. I hate rubbing like stuff, like slick stuff on me. I hate it.
Yeah. I get the spray on.
It doesn't matter. I hate it. I just hate
hate
having that stuff on me.
Yeah.
So I just put on a fucking t-shirt and I'm like, my arms will be fine, and they are. And I've kind of learned that I'm just like resistant, I guess. But yeah, the fucking nair spray sucked. I had to sit there for fucking 4 hours getting fucking tattooed.
Ugh.
It was not fun. Oh, worst part, chat. I had to shave after using the nair anyway. So after it burned and my legs burned, I had to use a razor anyway because it didn't even fucking work.
Oh, God.
It didn't fucking work, chat. So I had to shave my legs, my already really sensitive, like, chemically burned legs.
Oh, God,
like,
that sounds awful.
Afterwards, anyway. On top of the fact I'm also getting a fucking tattoo done that same fucking day. Like, it was not fucking fun. I learned that day that my hair is too Chad for Nair. So that's just the thing, I guess. Like, nothing really works on my hair. Like, that doesn't work. A laser doesn't work. Like, none of this shit fucking works. I don't know why. It fucking sucks. But like, dude, I have razors, right? That are like for like shaving and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, like this is like these are like really good, like American made like blades or whatever. They'll last you for like 11 shaves or something like that, right? Dude, if I do a pass on one of my legs, I have to replace the blade for the second leg.
Damn.
Yeah. Get that fucking like razor wire, like
yeah.
Latina fucking hair.
And the hair it's fucking like steel wool.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten sunburn on my face in winter here in Sweden. The snow reflects the light. It's horrible. Oh yeah, that's called albedo. Believe it or not. The way that the snow reflects sunlight. Yeah, that's called the albedo effect. I got this on my head and feet when on my first trip to California and couldn't sleep or walk for 2 days. Oh god, sunburn on the top of. I've only gotten sunburn on the top of my feet once because I don't typically wear sandals, but the one time I did and got sunburned for it, because I was like, it's like I never thought of like putting sunscreen on my feet before, and so I had like this fucking crisscross, because I was wearing sandals, so I had this crisscross fucking sunburn pattern on my feet, on the top of my feet, and I had to like suffer through that for like 3 or 4 days. And I was like, what the fuck? Because I was like, I'm not putting shoes on because I can't scratch the sunburn, through the shoe. I'm like, fuck. Like, I hated it so much. Oh, man.
Yeah, that sounds shitty.
I got sunburned once, made all my acne fall out. Didn't hurt, though. Well, I guess it's a silver lining. It does fucking fry the acne right off you. That is true. Okay. Hey, Cryo. So let's see here. So he gets burned by this hair dye. And it says, Briggs awoke the next day with a tiny rash, which he initially didn't think anything of until his head, quote, started expanding. Dude, that would be fucking terrifying. Like, if my head, like, started expanding like this, I'd be like, take me to the hospital right now. My brain is going to explode.
Yeah.
That'd be so terrifying. I was at work and it just escalated from there. I looked like Megamind. It was bad. Accompanying photos show Biggs with a bloated band encircling his forehead. He added that his gobsmacked girlfriend couldn't take a look at him because he resembled a balloon head. See, there's him normally.
Yeah, and scroll up.
And there's... This looks like...
We call him balloon head.
It looks like one of those balloons that you
funny.
blow. It's like one of those. It's like those balloons that you twist up to make like shapes and animals and shit. Because like you can like distribute the air differently across the balloon. That's what this looks like. Oh man,
that's fucking funny.
That looks painful too. My colleague said you need to go to the hospital. Yeah, you think? Despite his extreme swellings, doctor told the patient to return home and report back if his condition deteriorated, which it unfortunately did. So they sent him home
Oh,
and it
no.
got worse. What the fuck? Why wouldn't you just get... You can't just give him a steroid real quick? Just give him a steroid. That'll, like, make the swelling go down. What a bunch of fucking assholes. I thought I'd wake up and it'd be gone, but I woke up and it was totally different. Lamented the friend who called an ambulance to pick him up as he couldn't see due to the swelling. Oh my god, this poor guy.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god, his eye is completely swollen shut. Oh god. At least he had the other eye. He's looking like the hey you guys from the Goonies. That's what he's looking like here.
Oh, it's
What's
getting
that-
worse. It's swelling over his other eye, too.
Oh god, this poor man. Flaunt your Arctic blonde hair, people.
Yeah.
This poor guy. Doctor said
13 hours.
Yeah, 13 hours. Spent 13 hours in the hospital while medics attempted to prevent the swelling from reaching his neck and airways. Yeah, that's a good call, actually. Cause that just starts cutting off blood flow and airflow. Then you got, like, actually life-threatening issues. The US FDA advises prospective dyers to conduct a patch test wherein they rub the coloration agent on their skin to see if they react before applying the chemical to their hair. Huh. I've never done hair dye like that before. So I
I've
wouldn't
done it here
know.
once. I didn't have any issues. But also, I'm an idiot. So I went home and I didn't like how sticky my hair felt. So I was like, fuck, I'll just take a shower. And so I ended up with just bleach blonde hair.
Oh, well that's...
I just washed the dye out, basically.
Yeah, that's not the worst thing that could happen. Naga seems to have shrunk back to normal. He says his scalp was full of yellow and green scabs. Ew! What the that's disgusting.
Ew!
It could have been worse. It was going down to my neck and everything. Yeah, that's a legit issue. Remember that, what was that black woman who tried to, like, style her hair with Gorilla Glue? Remember that woman? And she, like...
I remember that.
She turned, like, her whole head into, like a rock-hard helmet that couldn't be, like, fixed in any way. And she became, like, the Gorilla Glue girl or something like that.
She had to get it surgically removed. It cost, like, thousands of dollars.
Yeah, something... I can't remember exactly how extensive it was, too. Because it was, like, her whole scalp and everything. Like,
yeah,
ugh.
it was pretty bad.
That sounds worse than this. Like, I would rather have this temporary swelling than having to get surgery for, basically having a surgical scalping.
If you look into that, yeah. Like, I think, like, she had to, like, fully get it, like, I can't remember what the fuck it was. But it was, because it always, it's not just her hair. It's, like, you have now this stuff that's just, like, permanently, like, adhering to you.
Yeah, it was, like, her skin and everything. Like, it got all the way down to, like, her like, subdermis shit. It's like, God, dude, that's, like, that is a really bad predicament to be in.
People don't understand that, like, super glue isn't just, like, an adhesive. It's a fucking chemical bonding agent. Like,
right.
it's not just, like, oh, put this thing together with this thing, and it stays in the middle. No, it will chemically put two things together.
Yeah, it's like a chemical fusion thing.
It's gonna make the other thing literally become part of you.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like welding. It's like a welding kind of operation. The thing is, there is like a chemical that you can put onto super glue, and it'll break the bond. But Gorilla Glue is like a whole different. It's like a different thing. It's not just super glue. It's like a way more powerful thing than just super glue. So yeah, putting that shit in your hair.
I wonder how that lady's doing now.
I don't know. I haven't looked into it. Maybe Reddit would know. Like, where's Gorilla? What's Gorilla Glue girl up to? Anyway, Tessica Brown. That's her name. Okay. Yeah, I think that Gorilla Glue thing made all the rounds on the internet.
Yeah, I remember that.
All right, another change of pace here. Again, I don't really have segues for these. We just kind of go for it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Taylor Swift ISIS bombing suspect pictured holding dual knives as chilling details of terrorist plot revealed.
Huh?
So a terrorist was plotting to like blow up a Taylor Swift concert. The teen suspects arrested for plotting an ISIS-style bloodbath terror attack at one of Taylor Swift's Austrian concerts this weekend. This is why you don't do mass migration. This right here. This is why. This week had planned to drive a bomb-filled car into the crowd to kill as many people as possible, and had reportedly just been hired by the venue to work security. I think you need new background checks. Jesus.
Yeah, that's wild.
Terrifying details of the... I fucking hate these dresses that Taylor Swift wears. It's fucking gaudy as fuck. Where was it? Whatever. Terrifying details of the foiled suicide bombing attack emerged after authorities revealed the two men, ages 19 and 17, had been taken into custody in Vienna on Wednesday, resulting in Swift's 3 sold-out Eras shows in the city being canceled.
Of course, it's fucking Vienna.
Yeah, right.
Fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I hate the dresses that she wears. I don't know what's bad on them. I just can't stand them. They're so gaudy to me.
They're not gaudy in like oh yes, he's very classy, very very gaudy kind of way. They're classy. They're gaudy in like a stripper kind of way. That's why.
They're gaudy. You know what? She looks like one of those like one of those dancers in Las Vegas that where their whole all their dresses are made up with like sequins. That's what this looks like to me.
Yeah. A high quality stripper.
Yeah, like Pretty Woman or something. I don't know. It's just I don't like it. And then she's like, why do you have a boob window in your dress? You have no tits, Taylor. I'm sorry. You don't got those particular goods. So, I figured you have no comment on that.
I have none.
Moving on. The 2 suspects who investigators say had become radicalized online by ISIS had allegedly wanted to carry out the attack outside the Ernst Happel Stadium, killing fans with self-made explosives and machetes. I guess if the bomb doesn't get them, they're just gonna go one by one with machetes. What's the plan there?
Yeah, but what?
It was a suicide car bomb. What are they doing with the machetes? I
think the plan's maybe to jump out of the truck and just let it go.
Oh, like the end of Twister, where they jump out of the
that's what I was
truck
thinking.
and then just go to town with the machetes. That's a strange plan.
And very specific and detailed plans.
Yeah, the suspects actually...
Do we get to see them?
Yeah, to leave a bloodbath in their wake. The alleged ringleader, a 19-year-old Austrian with North Macedonian roots, well, so then he's Macedonian, had chemical substances... He's not Austrian, he's Macedonian. Had chemical substances and technical devices stashed inside his home when it was raided by authorities, according to officials. Oh, so they caught this early on then. It allegedly also made progress in building the bomb he planned to strap to the car. Meanwhile, the second suspect, a 17-year-old Austrian citizen with Turkish and Croatian roots, that's what they should say, Austrian citizen. That makes more sense. Was nabbed by special police forces near the stadium where the concerts were supposed to take place this week. The second suspect had only just been employed a few days ago by a company providing services at the venue during the concerts. I wonder, I bet that he's 17 years old, so he probably doesn't really have a record. That's probably why he was able to get hired by security. They needed a guy specifically that had no record, because they're going to do background checks, and they needed somebody basically to scout the venue. So hey, you're the one.
Yeah.
You have no record.
Who the fuck hires a 17-year-old to work security?
Yeah, right? Well, it is Europe. They have different laws around what age you're allowed to do certain things with, a little bit of a side tangent. In I think a lot of Europe and a lot of the rest of the world, actually, the age of consent isn't 18 like it is in the United States. It's actually 16. It's 16. Yeah. So 17-year-old. I mean, that doesn't really surprise me. I'll bet that that this is the youngest that they hire, or they might hire at 16. So, the whole the 18 years old threshold for being allowed to legally work for companies and do the consent to sex and yada 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 is actually kind of unique to America and a handful of other countries. So,
yeah, that makes sense.
The second suspect had only just been employed. Oh, I already read that. Been hired to work as security. Pair had displayed noticeable changes in their behavior in the lead up to their arrests, according to Franz Roof, public security director at Austria's Interior Ministry. Also, here's like a cheat card. A third suspect, 18, was arrested 2 nights later. They planned to drive a bomb. Main suspect confessed to the attack plans after his arrest. He swore allegiance to the Islamic State's leader online. I mean, that you're gonna tip off the authorities when you do this. Like,
yeah.
Like, anyone who does this is gonna get on a list, you know? Like, come on. That was not smart. And then Swift's 3 sold-out Eras tour in Vienna have been canceled. Blah, blah, blah. Her biggest fear in life was a violent attack at one of her... I don't know. It seems like a really ripe target for this kind of shit. Anyway. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Did OBS just crash? Are you still there, Roza? Hello? Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Everything's failing. Oh, no. The whole thing just crashed. Oh, no. Hello? Are you there?
There we go.
What the fuck? Everything just crashed.
Yeah, I saw.
Like, I just saw that everything just plummeted. Holy shit.
We just got fucking Brazil.
I know. We get fucking yeeted. I wonder if saying the word terrorist over and over again got the stream killed.
Lamo.
Y'all there, chat? Oh god, I don't know if chat's back yet. Crap. Yeah, like Discord crashed. My OBS crashed. Like everything crashed. I'm honestly amazed that the stream is still live, which I think it is. Let me refresh. Okay, I think it's coming back. Okay, I think we're back, chat. Yeah, we should be back.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
echoing.
You're echoing.
Echo.
Uh-oh. Why would you be echoing?
I don't know.
No, I don't know why you'd be echoing.
You should also share screen. I can't see what you're looking at.
Oh, god dang it. You're right. I need to reshare. Boop. Boop. There you go. Okay.
Maybe you have like a tab open with like our stream. Well, but that makes it sound to be going echoing though.
Yeah, I have it muted. Like I could see it in YouTube Studio, but it's muted.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know why. Should you
Make
be
sure you don't have
echoing?
like two tabs maybe? Two Discord audio tabs? In like OBS?
That one.
I'm muting it for a second.
Okay, try that.
Test. Can you hear me, chat? Please conform.
Hello.
Yes? That's good?
We're good? Okay, cool.
fine
Looks like
now.
we're fine
Okay.
now. Good. Okay. I honestly don't know what the hell I did to fix it.
Lamo?
Okay. So where did we leave off on this terror plot at the Taylor Swift concert before everything went to shit? What's the last thing you heard?
We were about here, I think. We're a little bit further down, actually.
About down here?
Oh, wait. Up. About here, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so they gave like a
He had to
bat.
quit his job.
Yeah, he
that's
quit
where
his job, and the younger one just broke up with his girlfriend. I'm just like, oh man, he like he got a taste of his.
She was a Swiftie.
She was a Swiftie. I always wonder if like people who were in high school think that high school is like the peak of their lives, and so like if they get a girlfriend in high school and then they lose that girlfriend, they're never gonna find love again, you know. So it was wonder if that's like I got nothing else to live for. I'm gonna go suicide bomb a Taylor Swift concert. But they said like there was a 15-year-old kid that was also taken in for questioning. But apparently he wasn't like arrested, or they don't know if he was arrested. Sounds like he was just like remanded for questioning. I didn't really. And this was weird to me. So it said the suspect wanted to carry out an attack in the area outside the stadium, killing as many people as possible using the knives or even using the explosive devices he had made. I was like, well, what was the plan? Did he want? Because earlier it said that he planned to like drive it into the middle of the stadium and blow it up there. So
yeah,
I don't understand what the plan here is. And then and she's canceled like all of the Austria Eras tour concerts. I guess that's what they're called. I don't know. I know it's super popular. I don't know. I have no concept of Swiftie culture.
Yeah, it's if you're not Muslim, it's best to maybe not visit Europe right now.
Yeah, right, pretty much. If you're white, fucking stay away from Britain, especially.
Yeah. I had a friend that I'm not gonna go into detail, but I was talking to a friend recently, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm planning on taking a trip to London." I'm just like, are you sure about that?
Yeah, God, dude, I would be terrified.
They had no idea.
Oh, they were just completely clueless.
Yeah, they just didn't know.
Yeah, like, well, I read
They're still gonna land in London, but they're just like, yeah, we're gonna get the fuck out of the city like as soon as possible.
Yeah, don't leave the fucking airport.
I was like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Like, it's Heathrow or Manchester or wherever you are, just stay put. But yeah,
Well, no, like they were saying, like they're gonna land right at London, and then from there they're just gonna drive out.
Oh, go out into the countryside. Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. Just stay out of London. Yeah, just go north. Yeah, I think that's a good plan.
Yeah.
Because I've read
God.
I covered the like the opening ceremony and like all the how like Paris is basically like a fallen city. And they basically have like you have to like go through like little
That's
Somalia.
the other place they're going to.
Yeah, it's just like Paris and London. Just if you're white, stay away, because you would be persecuted there. And honestly, I can think of at least 30 better places to go in terms of tourism, to be honest. So,
Yeah.
like, go to Eastern Europe. Eastern Europe is more interesting. And they actually take immigration seriously over there. So, yeah, that's the terror plot. So we didn't really lose much in that blip. This next one is kind of sad, but also fucking Chad. It's sad. It is a sad.
I forgot the fucking Ariana Grande concert thing happened back in 2017.
Oh yeah, that's right. What was that concert where like the wind?
The next show they're scheduled to be in London.
What was that concert where like the wind like blew over like the top thing of the stage? And it like crushed a bunch of people or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
The what?
There was like a concert where like over the stage was like this big like
a billboard?
something like that. It wasn't like a billboard, I don't think, but the wind like tore it off and it like landed on the crowd.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I can't remember where that happened though. So, but yeah, there's all kinds of shit that happens at these concerts. I personally, I don't like going to concerts, because.
Chat says that the chat window on stream is frozen.
Really? Okay. Oh, it is. God dang it! I gotta refresh the chat window. Okay, hang on. Let me. I can do that real quick. Let me get. Just a few clicks. Okay. That. There we go. That should fix it. Okay, we should be good now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, I want to move on for the terror plot. We still got plenty of stories, and you only got like 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
Yeah. So
if that.
This next one I'm calling Sad Chad. Oh wait, not that one. That's the
Wait, crocodile? Oh.
hero dad of 3 killed by 16-foot crocodile after saving his wife's life.
Holy shit.
Bruh. This is... Honestly, this is the best way for a family man to die right here. Is saving... Like, that dude that was killed at the Trump rally. Like,
yeah, dude.
The best fucking way for a man to go out is protecting his
Shielding
family.
his,
And that's exactly what happened here. So an Australian dad of 3 was killed by a crocodile as he tried to prevent his wife from being harmed. Dave Hogbin, 40, a doctor from Newcastle, fell into crocodile-infested waters when a riverbank collapsed during a camping trip to Queensland State with his wife, Jane, and their 3 young sons on Saturday. Despite being tall, strong, and fit, the conditions of the terrain meant Dave was unable to get himself out of the water. While his wife tried to come to his rescue, she soon began sinking into the riverbank. Dave's final decisive act was to let go of Jane's arm when he realized she was falling in, despite knowing she was his only lifeline. Within moments, he was taken. Wait, where's the crocodile come into this?
The waters.
I think it's assumed he got eaten by a crocodile? Okay. So like a riverbank collapsed, and he's like... His only choice is... I either drag my wife in with me, in which case we both die, or I sacrifice myself so that she can continue to live. And he chose the latter, basically. His heartbroken wife now hopes to put a face to the tragedy. He saved me. His last act was to not pull me in with him. I'm glad I'm still here because it could have been a millionfold worse for everyone involved, not just the boys. Their children, ages 2, 5, and 7. God, that must be fucking traumatic. Yeah, I doubt that... Like, I know that the 2-year-old is going to be affected, but I don't feel like a 2-year-old is fully able to process death yet. You know? But like the 5 or the 7-year-old, like they know exactly what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That, oh man, that's got to be so...
I see where the crocodile comes in.
The father of 3 fell at a location known as Crocodile Bend, popular amongst tourists looking to see large crocodiles. Wildlife rangers euthanized a 60-foot crocodile in a creek about 2.5 miles away from where Hogbin disappeared. Authorities discovered human remains inside the creature belonged to him. Wow. So he was like, either I'm drowning or I'm getting eaten. Either way, my wife lives. What a what a fucking legend. Fucking F's in chat for this Chad. Hogbin's death comes after a 12-year-old girl was snatched while swimming with her family in a creek in the neighboring... Oh my god, dude. She was swimming with her family and just... Crocodile just grabbed her.
Yoink.
Gone. Oh my... Dude, that's... Her remains were found days later and wildlife rangers shot dead a 14-foot crocodile. There have been 3 fatal crocodile attacks in Australia this year. Wow. Well, this one wasn't one of them. This guy wasn't like attacked by the crocodile. Like I almost wonder if he was like dead before the crocodile even got to him. You know what I mean?
I mean, I doubt it. I'd say he probably was just yoinked by crocodile.
Might have been. God, dude, that's terrifying. Still though, fucking legend for. Also, seems like a really like. Why would you want to camp here if you plan to go swimming? Although I guess he wasn't swimming though. It was a riverbank collapse. So.
Yeah.
even still, like crocodiles, they're not, restricted to the water. Like they're on land too, and they're fast too. Like when they water run, they can pick up and run. I
mean, imagine the implication is that it was a bit like they're on like elevated ground.
Mm-hmm. And now, a guy that I wish got eaten by the crocodile. This one's what the fuck is this? Ad shit. Get out of here. Ads. Wait, ads. Crocodile expert gets 10 years in jail for torture and sexual abuse of dogs.
Oh, no. Buddy, you're not a woman. You can't get away with it.
I know. You can't. Men can't be dog-pilled. Only women can be dog-pilled. Adam Britton, a renowned British crocodile expert. If there is anybody in... Has anybody... Because I think we have some Euro bros in the chat. I know this for a fact. Have you heard of this guy? Because this is literally the first time I've ever heard of this guy. Apparently, this is like the
It's the first time I've ever heard of a British person have the last name Britton. That's crazy.
I know, it's true, right? Adam Britton of Britain. But like, apparently, this guy was like the Steve Irwin of Britain. Apparently, and I had never heard of this guy.
That's fucked.
Yeah. Which talk about the opposite of Steve Irwin, though, right?
Yeah.
Steve Irwin was Steve Irwin was a legend.
They both loved animals. Just this guy loved animals a bit too much.
Yeah, this guy this guy loved animals way too much, and that's coming from a furry. So, let's see. Has been sentenced for over 10 years in prison by the Northern Territory Supreme Court in Australia for a range of offenses. Oh, so he's a British crocodile expert. Wait, he was sentenced in Australia though? How does that work? For a range of offenses, including bestiality and animal cruelty. Yeah, they tend to go hand in hand. Britain pleaded guilty to at least 56 charges related to animals and 4 counts of accessing child abuse material. Oh, Jesus! So this guy fucking what the fuck, dude? He couldn't even stick to the one species. He had to go and fucking do child abuse too. Good God. The judge of the case called him devious. Devious, that's all you've got? Motherfucker. Well, dog fucker.
I believe evil is the word I would use.
Evil?
Also not a motherfucker.
Yeah, a dog fucker.
Mother's... Well.
And a court order seen by Newsweek said that zoologist and zoophile was sentenced to a total of 10 years and 5 months. The 52-year-old, who was well regarded in the zoological community, had collaborated with esteemed figures like Sir David Attenborough on wildlife projects. His public persona as a dedicated researcher was starkly contrasted by his private activities. He doesn't have one of those faces. Like, you do it. You know what a physiognomy check is?
No.
A physiognomy check is when, like, you look at somebody like this person, like that Cartoon Network animator dude who was convicted on CP possession like a month ago.
Yeah.
Like, you look at him and you go, yeah, checks out, right? You look at him and it's like, yeah, the physiognomy of this guy checks out for being a CP enjoyer. You know what I mean? Like, that's what a physiognomy check is. This guy doesn't look like... This guy doesn't pass the physiognomy check of someone who would do this shit to me. He just doesn't look like that kind of guy to me, so...
You never know.
You never know, yeah. I guess you'd have to be pretty, like, agile and, like, in shape to be able to do this kind of shit. Steve Irwin got penetrated, and this guy did the penetrating... Oh, thanks, NDA. Thanks for that. Dude, Steve Irwin was a legend who went down like a fucking legend. And his daughter is now the current legend. Bindi Irwin is basically her dad. She does the exact same thing her dad does. She's fucking awesome. Britain's crimes were uncovered through an anonymous tip-off to authorities in 2022. A search of his Darwin property led to his Darwin property? What the fuck is... Whatever. Of gruesome evidence, including oh my fuck. This is hard to read. Severed dog limbs and a decomposing puppy. Jesus, this is fucking dark. Investigations revealed that Britton had been sourcing dogs from online marketplaces like Gumtree, telling former owners he would provide them with good homes. Instead, he subjected the animals to unimaginable cruelty. Fuck, dude. Just fuck, dude.
I'm back. I thought of something.
I was gonna say
he doesn't have a CP face, but he does have a dog fucker face.
fair enough. I feel like there's a lot of overlap there, though. To be honest, like, you missed.
No. Well, because here's the thing, right? Like the dog fucker face is the like white woman, right?
Yeah.
Look at that man. Tell me he doesn't look like a male white woman.
Hmm.
I'm onto something, Jet.
Maybe. He's got the cheekbones of a woman, though, doesn't he? His head does kind of look like home plate a little bit.
Yeah.
You missed some really dark details of this, by the way. I'm gonna reread this.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. So, Britton's crimes were uncovered through an anonymous tip-off to authorities in 2022. A search of his property led to the discovery of gruesome evidence, including severed dog limbs and a decomposing puppy.
Oh, what the fuck, bro?
Investigations revealed that Britton had been sourcing dogs from online marketplaces like Gumtree, telling former owners he would provide them with good homes. Instead, he subjected the animals to unimaginable cruelty. Fucking...
Oh, Jesus, bro.
Jesus fucking wood chipper, chat. Holy God. Court documents detailed how Britton tortured and sexually exploited at least 42 dogs between November 2020 and April 2022, filming the acts and sharing the videos online under pseudonyms.
Oh,
Holy
no.
fuck, dude. This just gets darker and darker. Chief Justice Michael Grant, who sentenced Britton, described his actions as grotesque cruelty. I think those are actually good words to describe it. I mean, honestly, though, I don't think there's an English word bad enough to describe this. Like this is... I mean, yeah, this is evil, but, like, man.
Supreme evil. Yeah, this isn't evil. This is advanced evil.
This is, like, 12th circle
Puppies,
of hell
man?
evil. Like, new, like
Fuck.
there needs to be a new circle of hell invented just for this motherfucker. God damn.
He couldn't just be like, you know, like a normal pedophile like the rest of the Muslims. No, he had to go and fucking fuck puppies too. God damn.
Yeah, at least the
That's
Muzzies stick to camels and sheep and goats. But
Why puppies, man?
fuck, dude. That fell, quote, outside any ordinary human conception. I mean, yeah, that's kind of what I'm describing. Like, I can't even conceive. Like, I can't even get in, like, I can't, like, if I'm, like, trying to make up, like, a guy doing, like, really awful things to animals in, like, a book or something like that, I couldn't come up with something this fucking evil. You know? Like, I don't think normal people are capable of, like, that kind of headspace.
Yeah.
It's like, god damn, dude. The details of the crimes were considered so distressing that even courtroom security personnel were excused during their reading. Jesus fuck. The facts in my assessment have the potential to cause nervous shock or some other adverse psychological reaction to a person exposed to those details. Yeah, because the courtroom doesn't just have, like, these descriptions. Like, they got photos. You know? And there's all the videos that this guy posted online that have to be, like, viewed as part of the evidence screening. Like,
Jesus fuck.
Fuck, man. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, I'm quitting. like if I'm the person assigned to do that evidence review, I'm quitting. You know, like, I don't care. You know, there's no circumstances that could get me to watch that. It was disclosed that Britton communicated with like-minded individuals. Oh, great. There's, like, a bunch of these people out there. That's great to know.
There's a fucking ring?
Fuck, dude. Detailing his methods and encouraging others to commit similar acts of cruelty. In one message, Britton explained his lack of an emotional bond with the dogs he abused, referring to them as toys and expressing a desire to hurt them. Yeah, dude. This is the... I think this might be
Jesus fuck.
This might be the darkest story I've ever read on stream, and that's saying something, because I've read some dark shit on this stream. This might be the darkest chat. Maybe there's some people in chat that have been watching my streams regularly since the beginning. This might be the darkest one, chat. This is deep. This is deep into the deepest. This isn't like... So, if you know anything about Dante's Inferno, it wasn't just the circles of hell. There's also special people, like individuals, that were designated as so evil that they each of Satan's head would endlessly chew on their bodies. And I think there was 3 of them for each of Satan's heads. I think that this guy deserves to be one of those 3 people. To just be basically eaten alive endlessly by Satan. I think that's...
Hell, it's not enough for this motherfucker. Send him to the abyss. Man,
dude, this is... I can't... The thing is, I can't get into the headspace of what this guy, like, wants to, did to these animals. I can't really similarly get into the headspace of, like, figuring out a just punishment. Yeah, I can't think of a punishment bad enough for this guy. Just fuck. Like, this is so bad. The last circle of hell was for traitors. Judas. Yeah, well, that was the last circle, but then like you got onto the icy bottom where Satan
Hear me
was.
Out. I've got this shit.
Oh, go for it.
Step 1 is that you transition him into a woman.
Okay, I'm with you.
Step 2 is that you throw him into a cell with a bunch of hungry Muslims.
He can be all 22 versions or whatever for all those Muslims.
There is one added caveat. You need to saw off his arms and legs at the elbows and knees. But make sure that, he's alive and stuff.
No, you have an animal chew it off.
So, no. Dude, oh man, this reminds me. I saw a video once of... Oh, dude, I saw something perfect. Saw a fucking video once on r/Berserkle Jerk when I was a teenager, still in high school, of a guy having his crotch eaten by a pit bull.
Oh my god!
I'm talking like in the video, you could literally watch the pit bull like ripple his cock and it's just ripping away at the flesh in his crotch.
Oh god!
It's like stringing apart as the pit bull like pulls it off, while guys hold him down. Basically, they have him like rope and they're holding his like arms and like legs spread while the pit bull goes in. And it's just punishment for him like raping some girl or something like that.
Oh my god. Base.
I think that's a good one.
That's a base response. That's a good one. There's also that I think there was a Fast and Furious movie where they do a method of torture where they put like a rat on top of a guy's bare stomach, and then they put a metal bucket over the rat, and then they
heat it.
And then they heat the bucket with a blowtorch, which the rat, like desperate to escape the heat,
burrow into you.
Burrows into the dude's body. It's like that one. I never forgot that one the first time I saw that movie, because I was like, that.
No, it was Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, that was a Fast and the Furious movie. I remember it because it was so like out of left field, disgusting. And I was like, it has to be real. This has to be like a real torture method, because people coming up with like fictional torture methods can't imagine things that awful typically. So they have to just go to like, hey, what do the cartels do in real life? Because that's got to be worse than anything I can think up for this fiction, So, yeah. I kind of want to I want to get off this, because this is fucking dark.
Yeah, we can move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on to something completely different. Inside the bizarre world of Carjitsu, the sport where seatbelt chokes and confined brawling drives fans wild. Look at this shit. It's like It's like wrestling, but inside of a car. This is
Deadpool movie reference.
This is fucking cool. Wait, what's it a reference to?
No, that was a joke. I said Deadpool movie reference.
Oh, I was thinking like the second Matrix movie when they do the kung fu fight in the car on the freeway.
Deadpool 3 is just recent in my head though.
Yeah, fair enough. The movie was awesome. Carjitsu, where professional brawlers battle one another inside the confined space of a sedan-sized automobile, is the latest bizarre combat sport cruising its way to success, featuring fighters on 4 wheels permitted to use anything within the car to their advantage, including seatbelts to choke out an opponent. I actually think this is fucking cool. And while the claustrophobic concept may sound slightly insane, Carjitsu is burning virtual rubber on social media, already boasting a reported average of 5 million views per week. Celebrity fans include Kenan Thompson and Kevin Hart. New Jersey has already approved it for gambling, and ESPN aired the phenomenon for the first time on the Ocho, the network's annual weekend celebration of obscure sports on Sunday. This is I actually think this is actually kind of cool. But I am biased because, believe it or not, I've actually been trained to do some of this kind of stuff.
Makes sense, self-defense.
So, I know that you know this. I don't know how much chat know this, but I have been training in Kali and various forms of self-defense for almost 10 years now. And one of the things that I did was self-defense in common scenarios where you actually get into a fight. And common places are we did the typical sitting at a table, either next to somebody or across from somebody, and fighting in that kind of a scenario. We also did fighting in an elevator. And another one that we did was fighting around a car, because the most common way to get carjacked is right after you open the door. So you're in that area, you haven't quite gotten into the car yet, but you've opened the door to it. Because the people know that it's unlocked now, and you're vulnerable because your back is to them. So I've actually done practical training inside of a car like this, how to use windows and seat belts, and steering wheels and stuff, to get leverage over people reaching into your car or trying to do this or that to you inside of a car. So this really piqued my interest because I was like, holy shit, I've actually trained this kind of stuff before. So let's see. There's something extremely visceral about watching these guys and gals go at it. Some random dude said, if you look at some of the footage, you see some of the camera guys mouthing to the director, holy shit, that actually happened. Well, yeah, because nobody's seen this kind of shit before in a controlled or pseudo-controlled environment. The sport was originated by a Russian, of course it's Russian, Russian grad student at Kansas State University named Vik Mikheev in the United States to earn his PhD in mathematics, a black belt in judo and Brazilian jiu-jitsu. He first came up with the idea of competitive grappling inside a vehicle in 2020. I think it's a brilliant idea, and I want to watch this. I want to watch this similar to they have full contact, sword and shield combat sports.
Yeah. I was about to mention that. It's called
There's several leagues for it. It's called M1.
Oh, M1?
The one I heard of is called M1, I think.
Is that what you're thinking of? Hold on. I was thinking of something else.
There's a bunch of them.
I was thinking of is it MMA? Something like that?
Might be.
Hold on.
Like I said, there's a bunch of them. Yeah, go ahead and look it up.
Yeah, hold on.
Honestly, though, all these new things, full contact, shield and sword, because they'll get in there with suits of armor, plate armor and shit, and they will go at it full contact. It's amazing.
I think it's AMMA. Armored MMA.
Okay, cool.
Is what I was thinking of.
Yeah, I'm totally for that and this even because
yeah, it is. That's exactly what it is. I was thinking of AMMA.
Nice.
They have a fucking channel on YouTube and they post videos honestly kind of regularly.
Did you know that there's
3 weeks ago? Before that was a month ago. They do promos and stuff.
Do you know that there's actual real
Fight nights.
full contact jousting leagues?
That's crazy.
Like horseback jousting? Yeah, it's real. Like, not like the stage shit you see at the fucking, what do you call it? The medieval times. Or the Excalibur in Vegas. No, not that. No, real. Like, actual jousting with full sets of armor and the little shields and the lances and actual knocking the fuck. Like, I saw a woman get leveled off of her horse and have to get hospitalized at one of these things. Like,
That's awesome.
It's fucking real and it's incredible. I have footage of it. I'll have to show it to you sometime. I'll have to dig it up and show it to you. It's incredible. But honestly, like, I stopped watching MMA a while ago because I was like, I've seen this over and over and over again. They all use the same set of, of striking, boxing, kickboxing, and jiu-jitsu. And I just got bored of it. If they, like, started adding, like, AMMA or even this and this kind of shit to, like, actual, like, UFC cards and stuff like that, I would absolutely start watching again. I want to see new shit. I want to see new combat sports.
I've been thinking about doing like videos like reacting to AMMA.
Oh my god.
That's like a series.
Let me be a part of that, please.
Do you want to do that? Do you want to do that?
I would totally down to do that with you. Because I'm like a martial arts junkie. I fucking love martial arts related shit. So if you ever want to do anything related to martial arts, I am down.
I'd be super down.
Yeah.
They do stuff, I think, like every month, I want to say.
We'll have to look into it, but...
Full fight night a month ago. Before that, the previous full fight night is 2 months ago. It's like once a month they do like a full fight night.
Butthurt? What? Wait. Butthurt? Is that sounds like butthurt. Is that a troll? What is that real? What is that? What is that surprise? You can hook us up? Do you hurt? Yeah. DM me and Roza Sir Primed. If you hurt is armored combat. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm fucking totally into that shit. So yeah, DM me Sir Prime. DM me and DM Roza with details. Totally. I'd be totally down for that.
Looks like the next one is Saturday, August 24th. Is their next event? I think.
That's like 2 weeks from now.
Oh, I know. That's no, yeah. It looks like
2 weeks. Okay. If you want to do something for that, I'm down.
The timing on this is a little odd because it says that they're number 13, right?
Uh-huh.
Wait, the last one says 11 though. I'm confused.
We don't have to figure it out now.
Did they fuck up the? They might have. I think they're like behind on like the numbers or something. I don't know. This is a little odd.
We can figure it out off stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's figure it out off stream. But yeah, I'm totally down. It's just explaining like how the rules work for it. So the rules of engagement are quite straightforward. The sport operates using a 2 or 3 round system where both fighters must begin buckled into their seats. A coin flip decides who gets the driver's side and shotgun before alternating in round 2. That makes sense because the person in the driver's seat has different tools available to him, particularly the steering wheel, which is actually a fantastic thing to leverage in combat. It's weird that I can actually speak to this because I've trained this shit before. This was years ago. I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago. It was like 5 years ago. Now that I think about it, it was pre-pandemic, so 5 years ago when I did this training. The match begins with the contenders unclick simultaneously. If a winner isn't determined after 2 rounds, well, what constitutes a win in the round though? It follows the rules of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which doesn't teach punching or kicking. Instead, the focus is on painful chokeholds and bone-bending arm bars, among other techniques of grappling. Is it a tap-out system? The notion of being in a confined space like that, it opens up a whole different stream of strategies than you would normally see. Anything as upper grandmaster uses leverage, so snapping anything off to use as a weapon is forbidden. Yeah, because it's not if you're snapping something off, then you're using it as a striking weapon. Yucatanas admitted that each round requires a quite bit of repair for the vehicle. That's awesome. Lots of times, fighters will quickly push the front seats all the way back to create a level environment. Yeah, it also gives them room. So, like, you push it all the way back, and then you, like, lay it all the way back as well, right? So you give yourselves, like, the maximum leg room and headspace possible. Let's see. Some of it isn't even jujitsu. It's just surviving in there. Fighter Kyron Bowen, who also officiates, told the Post. In a recent bout with CJ Ground Shark Hunter, Bowen recalled tussling from the front seat to the passenger seat and back to the driver's seat, then back seat to outside the window. That's fucking amazing. I really want to see this in action. Here you go. Here's a video of it. Well, this is 19 minutes. Hang on. I like how the refs have to, like, peer in from outside the windows. I love how rednecky this is. That's amazing. Oh, he's got him in a, not a stomach choke, it's like a guillotine.
Do they both start like seatbelted in?
Yeah, they start buckled in. So this is them starting right here. So they're getting ready for round 2 right now. So they strap in. Hands up. Go. So they have to, like, get out of their seatbelts and go. I don't think chat can hear this, but I don't think you need to be able to hear this. This is purely a visual thing. But that's fascinating. That's really fascinating. I'm not gonna. It goes on and on and on. I just wanted to bring that to chat's attention because I think it's fucking cool. I don't think this is cringe at all. I think this is they're still trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? And you're gonna see a lot of innovations and stuff as people come up with different ideas. I think it's cool. Honestly, I already went over that. The only things that I have left are a couple of more, like, stories. More like normal kind of shit. So I kind of just want to go over the one, honestly, because I think you're going to be much more interested in this one, which is the Gamer put out this banger of an article. Say, why even make video games anymore? Because of course the Gamer is anti-games. Like, we all know this.
By the way, this is my last one. I do have like 5 minutes.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to only do this one. So they kind of just talk, why even make video games anymore? No, really, why? Because this is professional journalism.
Yeah.
They're basically, like, going through and talking about the Bungie layoffs and all that kind of shit, and be like, the industry is in such a shit place that they're just, like, lamenting. It's like, what the fuck would anybody even get into this industry for anymore? They say they're finally getting the sequels.
To make games that people, actually fucking enjoy.
And that the last part is the key. Like, it's not that it's that they're making games. It's that they're making games that nobody fucking wants to play. Like, we're getting the sequels to series like Dragon Age. Yeah, what's that Dragon Age Veilguard or whatever? That, like, not off to a good start. BioWare fired one of its most experienced writers, who literally created some of the most important lore of the series. So again, why make video games anymore? The love of the game is no longer a good reason. That's the primary reason you should make games, you motherfuckers. Like, the vast majority of live streamers stream because they love doing it, not because it makes them a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Like, that's the reason I stream. I don't expect to ever make a dime streaming. I do it because I enjoy doing it, and that's it.
A lot of the best games are made in
Passion
like
projects.
they're passion projects, right?
Mhm.
They're made by a small group of guys usually, right? Who are really passionate about something. They really want to make a game that's like fun, right?
Yep.
And that's the big issue. It's just like gaming has become like such like a massive corporate thing, and corporations don't care about the actual player experience. They care about money, and it's because of that they're making all these dog shit fucking games. And then obviously they're like, oh man, like this isn't selling. Guess we have to like ruin a bunch of people's lives now. It's like, how do I put this? It's rough, because it's like, yes, if you get into one of these big corporations, you're gonna make money. You're going to make money from your video games. You're gonna make some decent money, right? And it's probably the best way to actually, live as a video game. Like someone who works on video games, right?
Yeah.
Best way to make a living on it. But if it's something that you like really, really want to do, you have to look at how a lot of these fucking massive companies started, right?
Mhm.
And be like, okay, that's what I'm aiming for. I want to be that.
Just like a handful of dudes in like a garage, with a bunch of high-end rigs, just making a game that they really, really want to play.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Exactly. Like that's how all of them start. And that's
Mhm.
how you get with all these like, these popular indie companies that they don't have tons of money. Right?
Yeah.
But a lot of them are getting by.
Yeah, and it's all just that's the thing. It's like the gaming development studios are no longer run and conducted by craftsmen. They are run and conducted by careerists now.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to work overtime. They lament about crunch and all this other shit. Whereas somebody who's really passionate will absolutely be like, no, I want to stay the night because I want to make sure that this is going right. You know what I mean? That's what a craftsman does. And it's just been overtaken by careerists instead. The people make games because they love them, not because there's money in it. First of all, you should tell that to the corporate executives who make these decisions, because Buster, they are not on board with your theory. Well, that's because they're corporatists and not creatives. Like, of course not. This isn't anything revolutionary. Perhaps you believe that the unending layoffs are an economic necessity. Interest rates have changed. Companies overspent during the pandemic. Yeah, they set themselves up for failure when they overhired with the pandemic, because they knew that they couldn't sustain it, and they did it anyway. And they got a bunch of people fucked over as a result. Who made the decisions that led to these problems? Was it the writers getting laid off, the musicians, developers, producers, support staff? None of them made a poor financial decision. The business executives did. Wow, okay, wild. Now, who makes the games that actually bring in the money? It is those same business executives. Here's a clue. No shit. But somehow the workers who make the games are the ones who get thrown off to the side of the ship, and that's just the cost of doing business. But the thing is that those people getting thrown off the side of the ship aren't stepping up and banding together and making new studios. They're not doing that. So,
bro,
I'm sorry.
If it was like, can you imagine if like it's like, oh yeah, here's like, hey, some of the people that like got fired from Bungie, who claim to have worked on so and so and so, which are like parts of the game that maybe people like. They've decided they're going to team up. They're going to make their own studio. They're going to call it Gumby.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone would fucking rejoice.
Yeah, 100%. Look at all the people at Rocksteady. The people
they want to work on a new IP. That's what Destiny is. What they wanted Destiny to be. It's like,
really
okay, cool.
Really really talented people. They will find themselves. They will find each other, and they will recreate the passion and find new projects. That's what the Rocksteady dudes did. Like, the Rocksteady dudes, they realized that like the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was a corporate piece of shit, and they were like, fuck it, I'm out. And they took all of the talented developers with them, and they went and formed a new studio called 100 Star Studios. And it's like, follow that studio, because that studio is filled to the brim with passionate people, and they're all craftsmen, from the C-suite all the way down to the desk jockey. You know what I mean? That studio is going to make good shit.
Wasn't there like another studio that was made from like a group of people that used to work at Blizzard? And it was like a bunch of them got together to make a team, and the only female on the team is a dog. something like that. I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that too. I just don't know the details of it, but yeah, but the point is that when if all of these talented developers were like actually talented and passionate, they would find each other and they would do what they needed to do to make something good, you know. And then they go in, they lament about, the indie scene has its own problems. It's like, might say the solution is just go indie. That's worked great for a lot of people. It's also worked terribly for a lot of people. It's like, yeah, no shit. It's like, that's the creative process. You know, like, these people are just bitching about the layoffs, basically. And they think that, like, nothing good will come out of anything. And it's like, this is clearly from the point of view of somebody who isn't creative and who isn't, like, a craftsman.
Yeah. We're just looking at it from the marketing standpoint of like, oh yeah, it's an uphill battle to start a business. Yeah. Everyone fucking knows that.
Exactly.
It's not an exclusive thing to gaming. No matter what, if you're starting something new, whether that is like you're starting a restaurant, you're starting like, you know, a fucking tiling business, you're starting like a roofing business, whatever it is you're doing, right? You are entering a competition. Is what you are doing. You're entering a competition with everyone else that works in that field, with lots of people do. And even it's something like a necessity, right? It's like you're gonna probably make enough to like, you know, it's easier to grow something that's like a necessity, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have an easier time, right? But at the same time, it's just like you're still entering a competitive field. You're still working against people that are much larger than you, people that are, you know, have been doing it for longer, etc. That's just the nature of getting into fucking anything.
Mm-hmm.
Gaming is no fucking different.
You get in at the bottom,
yes,
you pursue your passion, and you work your way up the ladder like everybody else.
Yep.
And it's rough,
it's
rough, and it's grueling, but you know what?
There's no guarantee of success.
Yep. And
but you know, if it's your passion, you're gonna keep doing it because you're enjoying it.
Exactly. Like it. Exactly. Anyway, I know you got to get out of here. I just wanted to kind of shit on this article.
That's a good one.
But I really appreciate you joining me, Roza. It was a ton of fun having you here. And you got a place to go.
Did you call me Broza?
I call you Broza. Whether I did or not, I'm going to start. But anyway, you're going to get out of here. So am I, chat. Thanks for joining us, chat. We're going to do a quick ending here. Always a pleasure. And I know that there's some new faces in here, I think. So I do this kind of stuff every Saturday. I hope to have more guests on in the future too, from the collective or otherwise. So I would like it if you subscribed and checked everything out and hung out with me. It would be a lot of fun. You can check Roza out on her channel, which is way bigger than mine, which is linked in the title. And other than that, I'll see you on the next one. Later, chat.
Bye, chat.